My box.
And we are live. It's like, haha, she's so pretty. Who is she?
It's so pretty.
What?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode 2, session 2 of the Rectification with all of my lovely players here. As you can see, they are very festive today.
Christmas episode.
Christmas episode.
Ish.
Oh yeah, we're so bombed ready.
Oh, nah.
You're sure?
I might be in the spirit, you guys.
Yeah.
Nah,
yep.
you're sure
Merry
Christmas
Christmas.
said let it glow.
Hopefully.
It says let it snow with the
But it should have said let it glow. They missed an opportunity. I just realized it.
I didn't make the jacket
I
or
didn't make
sweater.
To start everything off, this is the second session. As you can see, it is almost Christmas time, so if anybody is watching this in like July, this will be interesting.
Even better.
Christmas in July?
Christmas in July. Our first things first. Hi, I'm Ivy. Gamer the girl everywhere that you can possibly find me. Host of this as well as the DnD Nerds D&D and Dorks Discord. If anybody is interested in being there, all of the women are there as well. One announcement we have is we will be taking our break for the holidays, so we will actually be back January 15th, if all goes well, and then after that we will be every other Friday afterwards. I don't have any other announcements I can think of, so Ava, if you want to give your handle and where they can find you and who you are playing.
Hi, my name is Eva. My handle is Ava Makes with an E, and you can find me pretty much everywhere. And I'll play Talos Kid.
Perfect. Abby?
Merry Christmas.
And happy holidays.
I'm Abby, but if you're finding me on social media, I will be Giggle Girl Productions because that's the best thing that I know how to do.
Giggle or produce?
And I play Cersei. Yes. I produce giggles.
Perfect. Din?
Constantly.
I'm Din. I'm Din Studios 15 on TikTok and just Din Studios on Instagram, and I play our wonderful wolf boy, Rattleford.
It's wonderful. All right, Nat?
Oh god, wait, hold up, I missed it. There we go.
Pause for dramatic effect.
Pause for dramatic effect.
I play Coraline, the half-elf warlock pact platoon, a little bit different. I go by Nat20_NPC on TikTok and on Instagram. Yeah.
Perfect. And last, or sorry, I almost have done that. And last but not least, Val.
I'm Basic Valkyrie. You can find me on Basic Valkyrie on TikTok or Basic_Valkyrie on Instagram. And I am playing Raven, a half-elf hexblade warlock. The other half of our warlocks.
Yeah, the other half. All right. I don't think there's any other announcements that I can think of off the top of my head other than happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, because we will not be seeing you for either one of those. But we will be back in the new year playing every other week with all of these wonderful people here. So, to recap where we left off last time, our party had just met where they were all met up in the library after their antics, finding scones, waking up in the tavern, making pancakes, banging on some random person's door, etc., as they do. And now, after all of those antics, the girls find themselves, or girls and Rattleford, find themselves in the library where our librarian Yadi met them, our green lizard folk librarian, and the girls then realize, as well as Rutherford, since he is our only him character here.
The Scooby Gang.
The Scooby Gang.
Wait, technically that's right. I'm sorry.
Wow.
We're so close to that, literally.
We're so
like...
close to it.
Oh gosh.
Oh my god, does that mean that I'm
currently-
Scooby?
We currently have our party sitting in the library.
Oh wait, no, you're
where they
Scooby.
had-
I would. Sorry, I'm dumb.
You're not dumb. Where our party had been sitting in the library where a mysterious green aura had emanated from an artifact sitting in the corner, which animated a suit of armor and a couple of spell books that were floating around, casting darkness as the party tried fighting them off. Successfully, I might add, and they currently find themselves, after talking to Yadi, being told that some other mysterious happenings have been happening at the next town over, which is Asmar. One of our characters seemed to be a little iffy about that, and the rest of the characters and herself were finding them each other on the couch, where they are currently sitting talking. What would you guys like to do?
I don't know about. I don't know if you can even call that fighting, but that has made me absolutely starving again. Does if you would all like to join me back at the inn, I would love to discuss these things because, well, for right now at the moment, I would not like to be in this library anymore.
Oh, it's just books and a crazy suit of armor. Giant
Yes.
exploding green globe. But yes, food would be lovely. I think Talus might want something more in her stomach.
Yeah.
Well,
Sounds
considering that, you felt well considering your condition.
Yes, very much so. But if you would all like to join me at the inn, food is on me for joining in me in this. I don't even want to call it combat. That was books and metal. Yeah, and in this battle, fight, however you would like to call it. But I think a good food and discussion would be. We have things to talk about.
Okay.
Great.
All right. So if you all are in agreement, the nearest inn would actually be the one that some of our party is currently staying at anyways, where they'd stayed the night. And you, as you discuss it, you make your way there. You leave the library. Yadi is cleaning up the armor and the wall that was previously singed by some stray magic in the last session. Kind of looking
wonder
at
who
it,
could have done
surveying
that.
it. Weird. He's kind of staying there surveying it like, I have to do this again. Like, I have to fix this. And as you walked there, it's midday. You make your way to Applecore, kind of following Cersei's lead and Cora's lead as they know exactly where they're going. As you make your way there, it's quiet. Currently, nobody else is really in the inn. Anna is running around, doing her normal duties as a tavern or as an inn owner. Are you going anywhere specifically? Or you're just going to the dining room?
Yes, anywhere with food.
Okay, so you go to the dining room. Currently, there's no one there, but the kitchen is kind of open. They've left it open for their patrons to use. So there's fully stocked everything. It's just a matter of you making it. The remnants of earlier today. Yeah, the remnants of earlier today where Cora decided that she was making everyone pancakes and was learning how is all cleaned up. So the kitchen is currently cleaned.
I think Coraline is still.
Jump up to start making something.
Okay.
I've worked in the galley before.
I think I'll go
something nice.
assist you, Cersei, and I'll just quietly I've been holding my cat, kind of giving Scritches some scritches,
Giving Scritches some scritches.
and
Wash your hands.
still
don't want cat hair
quiet
on
from earlier.
Do you have something wrong with fur in your food?
I believe in roughage, but that's not necessarily the roughage that.
I'm just pulling your leg, as they say.
Oh, I know.
Right.
If you were mad at me, you'd probably snarl.
And he just goes and sits down. There's no comment at that.
Perfect. Talus and Raven.
Anyway.
I'm gonna go collect drinks for everyone. Basically, if there's like water, I'll grab like water
Yeah,
and some water
absolutely.
glasses.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that.
Ouch.
Did you say this there?
Or what?
Yes.
There's probably a comfy chair like sitting off in one corner.
I find Talus the biggest mug that I can possibly pour as much water into it, and then just like walk over and go.
You find
Drink up.
you find an ale pitcher that's empty, that's been cleaned out, It's
Beautiful.
not a glass at all. It could probably hold 2 or 3 pints of ale, and you take it and you fill it up with water and you hand it to her.
Take it very excitedly, and then I look into it and realize what it is, and then I'm not as excited.
I whisper to Talus, going, "Wait until tonight. I'll get you a real one."
I'll hold you up to that. And just start drinking it.
Okay.
Just chop it away, I guess. I'll be your little sous chef and like I'm like, preparing the little vegetables. Assuming we're eating vegetables along with whatever we're cooking.
Oh yeah, the kitchen is fully stocked. Anne and Quentin have worked very hard to make sure that it is fully stocked for their patrons. They take a lot of pride in making sure you guys are well taken care of.
Actually, noticing that Talus doesn't want to drink the water, I sort of take the mug and sort of tap it a few times, like, try it now. And it now tastes like ale. Because prestidigitation, you can do that.
Is it ale or just tastes like ale?
It just tastes like ale, but it's water. But I'm not telling you.
Oh man, I chug that thing.
I like look at Raven looks at Ratifer and goes, "What did you do?"
I finally am I feeling better? Can I finally say I'm like feeling somewhat better?
Oh yeah, you're feeling better after the events and
All
what
right.
happened earlier today. You
I'm
finally
gonna look around and realize that I'm surrounded by a blue lady, a half dog.
It's a full dog.
Just a massive orange hair, really. That's what I.
Rat is full wolf.
He's a full wolf.
Oh,
He's
full
just
wolf.
on
Okay.
display.
Yeah,
Yep.
full wolf, blue lady,
No, you're right.
kind of orange. And I look at Raven and I was like, what happened? What? Who are these? Are these your friends? They're very.
How much do you remember?
I like this one, and I point to Rad.
Like this.
I give a very gentle pat, and I imagine because of how big his hands are and his paws that like it's a big ass paw going.
Oh,
pat,
absolutely.
but very
Absolutely.
gentle. Like he knows his own strength, so he just pat.
Raven turns to Talus and goes, "How much do you remember?"
I remember knowledge being burned.
Oh dear. Okay, quick and dirty. We took you to the library. Strange things happened to the library. Books came flying at us. There was a suit of armor. The suit of armor tried to eat you.
I was gonna say, I remember wearing armor.
It kind of more or less ate you, not you wearing. Anyway, armor tried to eat you. You got yourself out of it. Very fancy little hand thing, by the way. And then we talked with Yadi, and we're going to go to another library and hopefully not have the same thing happen. So these are all our new friends.
As I'm cooking, I will send Scritches over to Talus, and just so like Scritches, because I'm busy. Scritches will go and jump into your lap.
And this is your new best friend, as I point to Scritches as Scritches just walks over.
I say, I remember this one.
All that she remembers is the cats. You guys stand very high on
The most
the list.
important part of that last episode, really.
Absolutely.
But I'm biased.
Totally.
Absolutely. So, Cersei, as you're cooking, what are you making?
Let's see. She's probably making a stew of some sort, having lots of vegetables, celery, carrots, big chunks of potatoes. Probably
Nice.
stirring in like a poultry.
Perfect. All right. Yeah.
Maybe whipping up some rolls.
Roll me a performance check.
Wait, I'm
Okay.
assisting.
You are assisting, so you do have advantage.
Or do you want me to roll for it as well?
And advantage is just fine.
Okay. Are you sure?
I am sure she can have advantage. You're helping.
Got it.
That would be an 18.
An 18. Perfect.
Not bad.
Yeah. This is some of the best stew that you've ever made. Like, you're really impressed with yourself. Like, wow, this is some bomb stew. As the smell starts lofting out.
The ocean.
Oh yeah. The smell of it starts lofting to the rest of your party as you're finishing up making it and starting to put it into bowls.
As
Oops on.
as doing that, I sort of create a table space around where Talus is relaxing, and sort of that way all of us can be in a circle at a table to
perfect.
be able to enjoy, but very much centered around knowing that Talus is not going to move.
Very true.
I want to point out that I feel bad, but Talus does not.
Talus
Don't
is like,
see it's his
yes.
pleasure.
Talus is very comfortable. This is a very comfy chair. She is not moving. So yeah, as you bring the stew, you all gather around, sitting there in this. You kind of push the table, like Rutherford pushed the table over there, skewed it. That way, Talus is at the head of the table, and then the chairs are aligning at an angle. Put down the stew, and you put the rest of the stew on the table underneath a cooling pad. That way it just is not burning the table, because you've learned a little bit about burning things in the past session. And you all take your seats. Stew is some of the greatest food that you guys have ever tasted. You've never had a stew that tastes this good. Like, this is glorious.
You even put vegetables, and it tastes amazing.
Even Rad, who's
There's vegetables.
not at all a vegetarian, thinks this is some of the best food that he's ever had.
He picks up I pick up one of the carrots that are in there, like, is this a carrot? Is what they call carrots?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Help your eyesight.
It's so squishy, but it tastes
Supposed to
good.
be.
I don't understand. It's supposed to be, but doesn't it grow in the earth? Isn't it a root? Right?
Magic. That's what I heard.
Do not feed me magic, woman. I like you. Don't feed me magic.
I like you. Don't feed me magic.
But
Coraline will.
Oh,
Coraline
no,
will turn to Cersei and just, her curiosity is now starting to make her not be silenced anymore. So where did you learn to cook?
Oh, in the galley on the ship.
What's
You
a
have to
galley?
You have to take your time cooking. What's the word for it? It's the kitchen on a ship.
Oh. Now, were you in charge of feeding the entire ship, or were you just feeding yourself most of the time?
Oh no, when you were on shift to cook, you cooked for everyone. It was
okay.
I did an okay job at it, so they had me doing it quite often, but I'd rather be doing that than being up in the rigging sometimes. That can get tiring.
As this is going on, I start to rustle through my pack and bring out the map that Yadi marked on us.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get too carried away, but we do have things that we have to discuss, and Yadi mentioned going to Asmar, and I look up and see what Corey's reaction is to saying that again.
She's still quiet. I've learned she's more controlled than the first time, but yeah, she just is mentally taking note, or actually taking notes in her book about Cersei's explanation of the galley.
Okay.
Can I sense if there's any sense, smell, however, if there's any nervousness and change of heartbeat, sort of a thing coming up Coraline?
Yeah, if you want to roll investigation or perception, whichever one you
prefer.
Do I have
to roll against this?
No. Nope, I have set a DC, so you are good.
Oh no. It's a 23.
23?
Oh shit.
Hey man, I lost my dice, I'm sorry.
I mean, she just seems kind of disinterested.
Before I apologize. Where are my manners? Before I even get into this, I just met all of you today. We have all been bonded in battle, combat, fight, whatever you want to call that. I don't know what that was.
Bashing?
Book bashing.
Book
bashing.
Book
Book
bashing.
bashing.
God, that's so.
Did
By
you
the
guys know
gods,
that we
that's
book bash
so-
here?
By the gods, that's such a disgraceful sounding thing. Anyways, you know what? I would rather drink stew, enjoy stew. I was going to say baked bread, but we don't have any right now.
Rolls are
Enjoy this
almost
stew
done.
and get to know you a little bit before we go asking questions because, as I stated before, it is not wise to give all of your secrets away to strangers. But at this point, I do not think any of us are strangers by now. Whether we are all going to go on this journey or not.
Actually, I don't think I've met you or you, and I will point to our Raven and Talus because I don't think we met each other. Like, I don't think we actually exchanged names.
Well,
No, you have not.
why don't I start it off? I am Radolfe. It is a pleasure to meet you, and it has been a pleasure book bashing with all of you. I appreciate knowing that there are such good people, whether you're from this town or not, that are willing to give up your lives for something as interesting and odd as that was. But nonetheless, my name is Radolfe, and you all are. And I go and sort of gesture to Raven and Talus.
Well, the name's Raven. That's the most entertaining I've had in a library in about 10 years, probably. Minus the last time I knocked over about 12 shelves in a row accidentally. Just passing through. This isn't my hometown, but I like libraries. I spend a lot of time in them, so that's how I ended up there, and had accidentally got a Talus quite drunk the night before, so I promised her a quiet place in the morning, which I thought the library was going to be. I am very
How did that go?
I don't think that turned out great.
no, not at all. So yeah.
Hello, I'm Talus. I am the victim of said night. But it was a very fun night, I think. As far as I can remember. Don't usually go to libraries. I don't know if that's what it usually is like, but it was interesting, to say the least.
Are you sick? Do you have a problem with memory loss? Is this like a condition that you have?
Yeah, it happens more often than not.
Oh.
After a good night at the bar. Yeah, it's actually quite frequent.
Okay.
If you're wondering toward your question from earlier, that is a hangover.
I figured that was the ailment that she was suffering from.
It's not a rare disease at all, don't worry.
Raven looks at Coraline and goes, "Have you ever had alcohol?"
Anyways, I was very curious.
Oh, this is gonna be so much fun!
I put my drink, soup, whatever it is that I'm doing right now, I put it down. If you cut up to this child, she is a young pup. Do not start as small if you're going to do anything.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna pull a Talus on her.
I've had wine before. Don't worry.
Oh, good. Okay.
How big was it? How big was your cup of wine?
What if she turns out to be a chatty drunk? What if she turns out to be a chatty drunk?
What if she turns out to be a quiet drunk?
Battle formation
That was very specifically a whisper just to Cersei.
She's like,
God, I love
I don't think that's true. I'd have never anything that I think would warrant a hangover, and never that much.
Beautiful.
I've been
We'll start
told
you
that
with
it's
mead.
improper to drink more than you can handle.
Still, we're starting you with mead.
Are you calling
Thank
me
you.
improper?
You know what? Thank you.
What?
Before we go into that, thank you. I'm sorry, but if you think that ale is good, I'm sorry, but it is just piss and water. Mead is the only thing that you should be drinking. It is the liquid of the gods. Shall I? So if you're going to start on anything, mead is where it is at.
Okay, we need to do some drinking then, honey.
Maybe not right now, but
No,
I will drink you under the table if that is what you are saying.
can I
But that is
say
what I will
not?
decide later on, not right now. We will
Okay.
get to that anyways. You were saying, Talus.
Yeah.
I wasn't saying anything.
I think she was trying to pick a fight with me and I've ignored it. DM, is there anybody else in this room?
Currently,
Oh,
it's
that's a
just you five. Currently, you are
Okay,
sitting there
I was
just
just wondering.
arguing with each other. So you still have not finished in your introductions.
Yeah. As somebody that's been talking about, I'm Coraline, by the way. Yeah. Pleasure to meet you all.
Nice to meet you too, Coraline.
Cersei, I believe you're muted. Or I did not hear you.
Uh-oh.
Who cast the silent spell?
The soup was so good that we lost Cersei's audio.
Cersei is just too engulfed in it. She's like, oh my gosh, I made like right.
Oh my
Good.
god.
Super.
That stew, though.
Now I want stew.
Nope.
You're muted on the
so-
app. You're
me
muted
unmute.
on the app.
Now try.
Oh, Coraline,
Oh.
not mid-sentence.
Unmute.
Unmute. Now try.
There we go.
No.
Nope.
Yep.
But can you totally understand you?
Yeah, honestly, well, we totally got that one.
Do two charades. 2 words. First word.
I work on a ship and I'm a water genasi and I have blue hair.
And I make amazing stew.
I
And
talk in a
food,
Scottish
and I don't know how to
accent.
talk in an accent.
Oh, this,
Jeez, who can do a Scottish accent?
Coraline.
Coraline.
I heard
I talk in a bit of it. I do more of like, yeah.
one of these
A
things, I'll just
little.
have you describe each other's characters without saying it, like without the person saying how they look.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this last session, but Coraline has eyes of gold and amber. They're not human looking. They are very much bright gold with like, kind of glowing, and when she casts spells they flare up. It's an interesting part of her character that I totally forgot to mention.
It's okay. I forgot my scar until like.
I've forgotten mine, because that's the other thing is now sitting down at the table, you all notice that Raven has a scar across her left eye. Looks a little old. And as she rolls up her sleeves, you notice that she has a lot of nicks and cuts that have healed up, and a number of small scars across her arms.
Interesting thing to note, I must say. Coraline will look at that and be like drinking her soup and like forming questions in her mind. Just like, okay. But she's taking lessons from Radiford, and she's not going to go straight into a spew of questions. Maybe get her a couple more drinks and then, figure that out.
This could be great.
I learn. I'm a slow learner, but I learn.
We'll wait for Cersei to get her
I was gonna say,
technical
she's working on
issues.
it. We are troubleshooting.
You're good. You're good.
You're good. Hello, chat. Welcome.
Yeah.
I guess I could say
You're
this
muted on
about
the app.
Radolfer. Now that you're looking closely at him, you realize that he's really, like the armor that he wears is also like part of his like daily outfit. And it's a little bit more on the minimal side, but it's still strong. And if you look at his fur, looking at his face and everything, you can really see now the like deep set in scarring over his eye. His left eye's like red and sort of muddled, but he can still see out of it. And there's this like strange marking as part of his fur. It's like his fur has been discolored, and it's a marking on his forehead. Sort of like two what do you call it? Like two like V-shaped lines, one opposite of each other with a dot in the middle is on his forehead. Because I forgot what my character looked like last time.
It's
So-
fine.
Yeah. first session. We forgot a little bit of things. It's okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
What is Talus wearing?
Yeah, I actually never described that, did I? She's got green leather vest that has kind of like a long tail behind it. And she has an orange shirt underneath and just tall brown leather boots, very leathery. A lot of leather.
A lot of leather. Let me.
Coraline doesn't wear any armor. She is very much just in a nice coat, despite her kind of young appearance. It looks a little bit, I think, older than kind of what she looks like in person. And then, of course, the hat. It's a staple of her character now.
And it does cute tricks.
Yeah, does a cute little trick.
Now you see me, now you don't.
I forgot to mention Talus's gloves. She has like fur gloves that are, I don't know, they're just like fur gloves.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't know this, but they're good for stealing.
This is true. No, they're good. Let me see. Hey, Abby, do we need to go to a break screen real quick so you can try to adjust it? Give me a yes or a no. We can read your lips. Can't read that.
Nope. Can't hear
you.
Give you a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Okay.
Early break?
Let me put this to a break screen real
doesn't know
quick
what
we can try to fix it. We will be right back. We're still going to be live. I'm just going to put this to a break screen. So, just a second.
So
you guys.
sorry.
You're all right. We're good. We'll transition to that for just a second.
I love your question, Din.
Is Discord open? And is your mic?
feel like the cat will somehow win.
Scritches will win.
100%.
Well, Scritches is Faye, right?
Yeah.
Fuck, Daniel.
Scritches.
Dark Horse
Caroline.
There will be a drinking contest. I just will say.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I will use.
Okay, and we should be good now.
Yay, we're back in business.
Woo, we are back in
Thanks.
business.
We can
Get
hear
out.
your beautiful voice
I
again.
know.
Hello.
All right, we should be
Right.
good. So we're going to roll it back to Cersei. If you will introduce yourself to your party.
Well, I'm Cersei. It's like, yeah, and I'm Cersei. Pleased to meet you all.
So you worked on a ship?
I was a sailor. What? Yeah. This is as far inland as I've ever been in my life, and it looks like we're just going deeper inland, so that's gonna be interesting.
You guys would know, after spending some time in Kivin, that the nearest port town is an entire day's away. So her saying that this is the farthest inland she's been, that would mean she's come a day's worth inland.
Okay.
Just so you're aware.
As everybody's like talking and kind of conversing, Coraline's gonna kind of scoot backwards a little bit and start sketching in her book of kind of everybody. just being quiet again, on taking her time.
Interesting. Yeah, so eventually you guys eat your soup, eat your delicious stew that Cersei has made for you, finish up, start putting your plates away. You're stacking up your bowls. It's a little later in the afternoon. You know that Asmar is half a day's away, so you would have time to get there by the evening if you'd like to do that. It's totally up to you what you would like to do.
As we're finishing up with the stew, I'll bring out the map again, now that we're all acquainted.
Sure.
And we'll start looking at the map. So most of us know that it's about half a day away. Are we wanting to go there now or maybe tomorrow? Coraline, I know that you have that very intriguing hat that you said earlier you would be okay wearing so as to disguise yourself. Again, if you don't want to say why you have problems in that town, that's okay. But
we're just checking on the library, right? We're not staying that long, right? And this is mostly for the money.
You know, I forgot to ask him about that. We
Which
might
part?
need to take a trip back to the library.
Which part?
I thought did he tell us?
He said like 10 gold.
Yeah,
No,
he mentioned a
he'd
bit of gold.
pay you as well as
10
he
gold.
could.
But anyways, as long as we don't stay there too long, I think I should be fine.
If you don't mind my asking, how long does that little hat trick of yours work for?
She'll flick the rim and transform her super orange curly hair into straight midnight blue. It'll last as long as she'll take off her hat and it'll change right back to her original self. As long as I keep the hat on, put it back on.
Perfect. So then don't take the hat off.
Yes, but it is also a little glamour. So if anybody has a good and can see through those things, I'm screwed. But
Raven goes
if it's
ruffling.
for the money and it's only going to be for about an hour in there, I'm okay.
I mean, we cannot guarantee how long this will take. If we leave now, we'll get there by nightfall. I do not believe the library will be open. We'd have to stay the night. We could leave first thing in the morning if you would like, which I know you are very much comfortable doing.
Well, I would like to rest anyway.
Daybreak.
How many of you got injured in the last fight? Okay.
Not by much though.
I know it wasn't.
I got like 2 hit points.
I know it wasn't a lot. I just wanted to make sure. Okay.
Yeah, you baby.
And also, as a warlock, I only have like 2 spells. And I used
Yeah, I only have 2 spells left.
one. Used
Okay,
one
fair.
spell. So only have 1 left.
Have it back by now. It's a short rest.
Oh, really?
I
thought you
surprisingly have all my
Warlocks are short.
Oh, I thought they were long. Ah, well, I've never played it before, so.
That's okay. That's why I have you guys read your spells off. That way you as well as the chat can learn. So you are aware that there is an inn that is open pretty much 24 hours whenever you go into town. It's right on the outskirts of town, called Broken Stone.
In Asmar?
Mm-hmm. So if you were to go to Asmar, you would still have accommodations when you go.
Sorry, hit my microphone.
Was the
I would
plan
know that.
We leave
Okay.
as soon as possible, make our way there, spend the night in the morning, check out the library, and then report back to Yati? Is that the plan? Or are we thinking of heading out tomorrow morning and making it a full day trip?
Well, the thing is that if I'm just thinking for the Coraline here. We're not wanting to spend that long. If we make it a day trip and we leave at first light, but I need my coffee first.
Coffee and scones?
That sounds good. The
I'll
bacon.
make pancakes again if we want it.
Okay, so if we leave early enough in the morning and we go, we could make it a day trip. Hopefully it is not as bad as this. If it's worse, it might take longer, but best case scenario, we could leave at night and we won't have to stay there for very long. But I have a sneaking suspicion it might take a bit, because this is not just, I mean, we are not going and just fighting the thing. We're trying to figure out why this is happening. This is the other location he said that has the globe.
Yeah, I thought we were just checking to see if they were all right, but all right.
Yati was talking about how this is not normal, so trying to kind of
Yeah.
see what actually happened there. All we know is that they were having the same issue with their flow and having trouble.
Mm-hmm.
If there's anything
Seems that our security system was going haywire.
That's what the globe is for.
Yep, and
The-
Yali was very
Is
adamant
the
that this has
criticism.
never happened before. This is
Yeah.
very much something new. This is not something any of them have ever dealt with before.
Well, my curiosity is piqued, so I am interested in finding out why this happened, despite the risks. So, I think we should leave in the morning.
All right. If it is all right with all of you, Coraline, I'm going to designate you as our wake-up call, because I know I will sleep through until very much into the afternoon. I am not a morning person. But if you
Trust me,
wake,
you'll be woken up by me.
oh,
I can do
no,
it.
hold on. If you want to wake me up that early, you must have a hot cup of coffee ready, and I won't bite your head off. Okay? Okay.
How about for a gold piece?
How about a what?
For a gold piece?
Why would I give you a gold piece? I just saved your life.
Because I was being more than generous with a cup of coffee. All right, fine. I'll just wake you up.
I was about to say he starts like lightly growling at that, but you already gave it to it.
So is
I'm
he
just
for
a
a gold piece?
shiny thing.
Or-
All right. Cool.
Okay, perfect.
Is it
Anyone
like midday or nighttime now?
It's been midday. After you guys are done, it's slowly going into evening.
I'd like to talk to Anna
Yeah.
and see if Raven and I can, if they have extra rooms.
Absolutely.
We don't fall on
Yeah,
the bar.
absolutely. So,
Wait, you don't want to sleep on the chair again?
I go back problems.
back problems.
Right.
That's what happens as an adventure. Back problems. It's the real reason adventuring parties fall apart.
They need a good
back
chiropractor or physio. Come on.
That's gonna be my next D&D
Actually,
character, is
sleeping on
chiropractor.
just sleep on the floor. It actually is really good for the back. I'm not sure if you know this, but
I have had
mattresses
my
are great.
share of sleeping on floors. I'd rather sleep on a bed.
But if you ever get the chance of sleeping in a moss bed, now that is a little slice of heaven.
I'll
I've also
whisper-
had my chance of sleeping on a moss bed, and yes, it is.
I'll whisper over to Cersei. Do you want to just share a room tonight, and maybe offer up my room that they've for them?
Oh, did we lose
Oh, no.
Cersei again?
Oh no! Oh no! We can't hear you.
No!
I'm gonna take that as a. Say one more time.
Yeah.
Great. Cool.
You're good. You're good, Abby. You're good.
Talus, I'll take my cat from your lap. You can take the extra room that we have. I'll reach for it and see that you pull back. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Poof, poof. Like have my cat go on my shoulder.
Oh no!
Okay, I'll poof it back
Scritches
over
just
to you.
poof. And then sit poof
Do
after
you
you
want
see
to keep
Talus
them for
pout.
tonight?
Whoa, sorry, what? Repeat?
Did you want to keep him for tonight?
I haven't had something so soft sleep with me before. I wouldn't mind the company.
Right. You can have him for 1 more hour, and then we're heading to my room. All right, cool. And I'll go tell, because I went up to you and you're talking to Anne. I'll just relay that they're going to just take my room.
Okay. Anne is totally fine with that. She smiles. She's like, yes, of course, not a problem. As long as we're getting paid, you know. The kind of jokes about it, as she's not really materialistic.
Not really
in the
joking.
slightest. So, rooms are fine. It's quiet. Nobody else is really around. It's currently kind of a quiet evening around town. You've noticed in general that it's very quiet from the busyness that you all originally came into town to. Kind of some rumors have spread about what's happened, and so everyone is being overly cautious. Are you going to your rooms now?
Coraline will go to her room. If anybody goes out drinking, she will not partake.
Okay.
What else is there in the town?
What else are you looking for?
I don't know. Is there like an apothecary at all?
Yes. Yes, there is.
Is she named Passiflora? No.
Passiflora. Not yet.
I just got so excited for no reason. I love apothecaries.
I know you do. There is an apothecary.
I would like to go to the apothecary.
Coraline, do you ever hear this? As Rad's looking around, kind of looks at, is there an apothecary? And it's like, oh, yes, and gives Rutherford directions.
I do like a full like cartoon like and like walk a little bit back.
Yes.
Did you say okay? I'll like hide in the shadow of Rutherford and like follow behind.
Do I notice at all that I have a small pup trying to trail behind me?
Do I need to make a stealth check?
If you're trying to be stealthy, yes. I was just looking at your passive perception.
Yeah, it
Oh,
changed
that's
out
pretty
since
good.
when I first made him.
A little bit better, yeah. All right, what is your stealth?
19.
Rutherford,
Total.
are you rolling contested?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, make me a perception check. We'll see if you beat Coraline's 19.
Come on now. Okay. Perception to 18.
18?
Dang it.
Don't see me.
Close. You were close. You for a second you think you hear something following you, and it's quiet again, and you just keep walking. And I will
Damn
come
it.
back
That
to
would
you
have been
two.
so good.
I will come back to you too as you go to the apothecary. Raven and Ava, what would you like to do?
I'd like to talk to Anne. Anna.
Oh.
Anna. And ask her if there have been any problems in the city lately with burglaries or like people breaking the law or like any kind of unruliness.
Huh, sus. She kind of shrugs. She's like, well, no more than normal. She kind of puts a finger to her mouth. I can't think of anything lately. I mean, it's been kind of quiet here, honestly. Um, actually, there was something weird a couple of months ago. Now that I can think about it, um, we used to have a statue, a quite a tall statue, in memoriam to. She kind of snaps her fingers, trying to recall if she can figure out who it was for. Let's see here. Let's see if she remembers. She does not. She does not remember at all who it was for. She just knows that there used to be quite a large statue dedicated to somebody. She shrugs a little. Who was it? They were a pretty renowned group of adventurers. God, I can't remember. But it was suddenly vandalized. And she shrugs. She's like, it was really strange. It happened in the middle of the night. I can't think of anybody who would have problems with these adventures. That, I mean, as far as I know, they're not even around anymore. But it was just strange.
Where is the statue?
Well, I know we removed parts of it because it was so ruined. Let's see. I know it was in the middle of town. They may have put it somewhere else because, like I said, it was completely vandalized. Like, the heads were shattered. A large, like, A was almost painted across one of their chests. It was really strange. No one had ever seen this happen before. Because normally the people here are pretty, like, you've seen our town. She kind of beams, proud of her hometown. Our town is nice and things. We think it was some passing bandits or thieves or something. Yeah, if I can find out where it is, I'll let you know. But I know that they removed it because it was vandalized. It's kind of unsightly on the town,
Yeah, all right.
But as far as robberies or anything else, it's the only thing off the top of my head I can think of. Yeah, she cannot recall anything else.
Oh. All right.
I rolled for her. She rolled a 4.
All right.
Abby, I could hear you.
If you ever find out where it is while we're here or anything like that, just
oh yes, absolutely. I'll keep an eye on it, and if I hear anything, I'll let you know.
Thank you.
Raven.
Is there like a researchers guild at all in this town?
Yadi heads it. So if you were to look for it, you would go back to the library and talk to Yadi.
Realizing and hopefully can get that the library has quieted down and there's no more adventure, Raven is going to quietly slip back off to the library then.
Okay. All right. Cersei, two of your party members have gone off to an apothecary. One of them is talking to the inn owner, and one of them has tried to sneak away. Roll me a stealth check real quick.
How stealthy am I?
How stealthy are you?
Sneaky.
Oh, she thinks she's sneaky. I rolled a nat 1.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Raven,
I trip over a chair on the way out.
Raven thinks she is the stealthiest of stealth. She even has like her own stealth music playing in her head as she's like da, da, as she's walking away. And you just see her like
Agent Man. Secret.
Yeah, exactly. As you kind of see her like try to sneak off, instead you just see her like strutting as she thinks she's being stealthy.
I can only imagine Kronk from the Emerald.
Yeah, that's where my brain went too.
On Raven's way out, thinking she's stealthy, she actually kicks the door frame a little bit, looks around, like stops, looks around, and then continues on thinking that she's being stealthy. What would you like to do, Cersei?
You just have to kind of wave after Raven and be like, "That's fine.
This is fine. This is fine."
She'd probably head outside of the inn and try to find like a little patch like under a tree or something and do some praying.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
It's an interesting day. Time to do some praying.
Absolutely. Okay.
Just have some quiet meditation in the little patch of greenery that you can find.
Perfect. Yeah, you find it pretty easily. This town has a lot of growth and there's a lot of greenery. You quickly find a nice weeping willow. There's, just standing over near the inn. Very peaceful. Wildflowers are kind of sprouting under it, and you kind of take a seat. What does your meditation look like?
Meditation, she's gonna kind of just sitting at the base of the tree, just kind of leaning against it, kind of hands just kind of folded over her stomach, and she's just going to kind of just gonna kind of breathe and like look up into the trees and watch like any swaying or whatever, and her hair probably kind of just swaying in a very similar way to any kind of willow breeze, and then just very quiet thoughts is what it's gonna be.
Okay. Is she saying anything in particular to her patron?
Patron.
Goddess.
Deity, patron, goddess.
My
Overlord.
higher power.
Overlord!
Not gonna lie, thought I was muted. My bad. Just making commentary to myself. Oops.
It's mostly gonna be Cersei kind of like, well, today was an odd day. Not anything like I expected, but didn't know what inland was supposed to be. So this is interesting. You said that there was something weird going on, and first day away from the ship, here it is. Hopefully this is the right direction. And then just kind of absorbing the piece.
Yeah, absolutely. Perfect. So while you are sitting there, talking to your goddess, I hope I'm doing the right thing here. I hope I'm in the right spot. Like, I know you felt something weird. As you're kind of talking about, you just get like this feeling of comfort wash over you, as just a reassurance that you're doing the right thing. And then you continue on, and you lay there and you just enjoy the sights and the sounds as you lay next to the inn underneath this weeping willow. Perfect. All right, we move to our two who are going to the apothecary, who are being
I have a question.
less quiet and meditative.
I
Yes.
also have a question.
Yes, what can I do
So,
for you?
Ratifer, you can go first.
Oh, I was gonna say, can Cersei see that Coraline is absolutely trying to stalk me?
I was gonna ask if there's anybody on the streets. Like, is it busy or not?
Oh yeah, like there's a couple of like couples out and about. There's people that are finishing up work, but it's not super busy. There's not a lot of eyes on you. There's I just looked at the chat. That was a mistake.
I was like,
My Little Apothecary
That's
Heart is the
amazing.
name of my first album.
First
It was just too cute. Thank you for that.
You know what? When we do our photo shoot, we can have that as your. I can make you
That is
I can make you an album cover.
So yes,
Yes.
there is a little bit. There's a couple of eyes on you as people are walking, but it's nothing like those are weird people. It's just kind of in passing. They're kind of focused on what they're doing. They notice that you're following Rutherford a little bit, but they're like, oh, that's kind of strange. Maybe they're just going in the same direction though, as you try to be stealthy behind him. Eventually,
okay.
you do come to the apothecary. Let me.
Since I've been there for a little bit, I'll like nod because I've probably seen some people before. So
You have, yeah. There's a couple of familiar faces in the crowd as you walk. They kind of smile, wave. Your normal interactions. So, as you come up to the shop,
I think about halfway, Coraline kind of freaks out because she's
stalking.
middle of the street, and then like immediately like goes back to the tavern and like refuses to actually go. She goes back.
Rutherford,
Never
roll me a
mind.
check to see if you notice her leaving.
retreat.
Hasty retreat.
Ooh, okay. Is this investigation?
Yeah, or perception, whichever you'd like to roll for. I will let you choose that one.
Investigation.
Do I have to roll against this?
Yes, you do. If you're trying to
17.
stealthily
Then I
run
feel
away.
like I fail.
What did you roll?
17.
17 against
Hold up. 12.
12. Perfect. So yeah, as you like starting to feel a little panicky, you're like, God, I'm basically stalking this new person that I know. I should probably not be doing this in the middle of a street. You gotta turn around, and Rutherford hears you as you spin in the dirt. And here's your foot scrape against the rock of the stone as you're walking.
You know, little one, if you wanted to come with, you could have just asked. I say it as I keep walking, not even turning around.
Coraline's not so worried about stalking you. She just doesn't like the outdoors. So she's going to go back to the
Okay.
tavern.
All right.
Pretty much right away. There's people out here. Back out.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So
Noticing there's no response, he sort of looks behind and is like, "What an interesting little pup." And then
Aw.
Oh, baby.
Small
I
beans.
love it.
Okay, so
I'm the
perfect.
fish.
Perfect. So you come up to the apothecary. You've been here a couple of times before. You're familiar. At least you've seen it in passing as you've come in and out of town. Um, just simple, very simple, scrawled across a wooden sign hanging above the door is just apothecary, written in some beautiful handwriting as you enter. As you enter, you can tell it's getting late in the evening. They're about to close up shop, but they're still open. Lining the walls are herbs and potions and some crystals off to one side. Currently, it is empty, but you do hear some rustling in the back room as somebody like putting away stock. As you enter, the bell that's above the door kind of ting. Just a moment from the back as you enter.
Have I been here before, or I've just only seen it in passing?
Do you think you would have come into an apothecary? This particular
yeah.
one. This particular one?
But maybe like have waited until before I leave.
Okay.
How
many times do you think you've entered this one?
Maybe once or twice before for a healing potion or just looking over in general. Just scanning.
Scanning?
Originally,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
I'll ask my questions now.
No, I was also, you're all good. I don't mind that one. We can make sure we're good on that. Perfect. Okay. From the back comes a normal human. Black hair, black clothing, an apron as he's drying his hands, and he looks up, he's like, I recognize you. What can I do for you?
Hello again. Have I gotten his name at all?
You have. His name is Dustin.
Cool. Dustin, my friend, it is good to see you. I have an interesting question as I'm about to be leaving town for a minute.
Traveling as always, I see.
Always.
Always. Do you ever sleep?
You know, more than I would probably should sleep, but it is fine.
That is fair. What can I get for you for today? I just made some fresh healing potions or picked some fresh herbs. What can I get to you?
Well, I've looked in your stock. I'm definitely going to be getting a healing potion, that is for sure. But I had an interesting question. I've asked every apothecary that I know and have traveled by. None seem to have this, but you know, you have to keep asking, or else you'll never find what you're looking for.
This is true. What is it you're looking for?
I am looking for either a potion or something that you may know that can either break a curse or keep one. Keep one permanent.
It's a very specific item that you're looking for.
Even more specifically as it pertains to lycanthropy.
Let's see. I can't say I'm proficient myself. Is this for you? I mean...
No, I am fine. It is for someone that is dear to me. But it has just been an ongoing quest of mine. I have to ask and research everywhere. If you know of anyone, whether it's in this town or another, I will go to any great lengths to find such a thing.
You realize if you do find this item, it probably won't come cheap.
That is a price I am willing to pay.
I see.
A cheap price in comparison.
Real quick, thank you, the DM layer, for the raid. We appreciate you guys.
Oh, sweet.
Raiding with a party of 66. Welcome, you guys. I just want to make sure that we called you out. We appreciate you guys.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Hi, guys. Welcome, Raiders. I like how they come in.
So
on
are
the
we
episode
supposed to
that
like
we're
roll
on.
for initiative and fight them,
Roll for
or
initiative.
like
We're gonna fight the DM layer.
Right.
I don't know if I want to fight them. I've seen some of their stuff. They're really cool.
Wait.
I feel like we're outnumbered.
I don't want to fight them. Like, they're really cool people.
It's TPK.
All right. I guess you know what? As the DM for this channel, I guess I'll fight their DM. Like we'll just do a DM against DM. Message me
DM
later.
So
We'll
who's gonna
work
be
out
the
the
DM for the
details.
session?
Yeah, we'll just fight to be DM. Like that's all.
Torso.
Okay.
Message me. We'll DM. We'll figure all out our fight after the session.
Okay.
They were actually streaming before us, so thank you guys for popping in. I watched a little bit of your stuff. It was really
Yes,
enjoyable.
thank you.
I'd have
Bet.
that.
Message me.
Do it.
Our idiot versus your idiot. Yeah, let's go.
So let's do. That's me. Am I fighting? Is that me?
No, my intelligence level's not that great. I think you and me
My
both.
intelligence is high. I'm just really
See, you
not
guys say that,
wisdom.
but I also
Or
have a
no,
lot
that's
of
what I meant.
DMs.
Wisdom.
I'm gonna use the Library of Lost Tales as my backup DM. Thank you, Odin Sun, for reading us as well. You know what? Screw it. We're gonna take
Oh my
Odin.
God.
It's gonna be me, Odin. Hi, Tom. Oh, thank you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
for the raid. We love you guys.
Thank you
Hey,
guys.
Odin.
Hello, ladies.
Hello, Odin. Love
Sorry,
you.
I just read that. That's how I read it.
We're like, hello, ladies. See, but we
There's a
can't
lot of love,
pull.
guys.
I'll light up for it.
But we
So
can't
much
pull
love.
Odin's accent as much as we'd love to. If you guys are not following these two channels, though, really go follow them. I follow them both. They're fantastic. I love watching the DM layer, and I love watching Odin. So make sure you guys give them your time as well, because they're wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. All right. Nats.
Back to our
Right.
perfect-
I thought we were raving. Oh,
Oh, are
we're
we
raving. Okay, sorry, my bad. I misread it.
No.
Coraline
bad.
energy
Hi,
right
Bloody.
now.
Love you too. All right. I see so many of my Discord members too. Welcome, you guys. Awesome.
Sorry. Yeah.
Anyways, to get
Back in
back to
character.
that,
All
what
right,
are you
sorry.
doing? Oh my god. No, you guys are wonderful. All right.
I'm going to
So
step up my game next one.
they're just getting more and more elaborate outfits. Got it. Thanks, guys. All right. So Dustin kind of shrugs. Well, it's not for you, and it's going to be a very high price. I'll keep an eye out for you. I don't know when or if I'll be able to find them, but I will definitely keep an eye out for you if you ever come back through town.
I'm sure I will. I passed through towns many a time. It has been quite a many of years that I have been searching for this. So whether it takes time or not, I don't really care. But at the same time, I have a feeling that I'm losing time as they continue on this. So, but either way, I'd appreciate your efforts in looking for this.
Losing time is this individual dying?
I do not know. They were young when I first met them. So I would say that their curse would elongate their years of life, but I do not know. I do not
see.
know if they are dying soon, getting old age. It is unknown to me.
I see. Well, I will definitely keep an eye out for you. I don't know when and if I'll find such an item, but I will keep an eye out for you.
Even if you hear of someone that might be able to make it, any information
I have
would be.
many friends in the apothecary circuits. I'll keep an eye out for you as best I can.
Thank you, my friend. Now, about that healing potion.
Yes, of course. How many do you need? Just the one?
I forget. How much are you charging for one?
Well, if you're you, my friend, I can give you a discount. You've given me nothing but steady business at every time that you've come in. How many are you needing? And we can
I'll take 2 for now.
do. Sure, not a problem. And he walks away and sets 2 on the counter. Your basic health, your basic healing potions, and you'll be able to find those on D&D Beyond if you'd like to add them to your inventory as well.
Cool.
Just so you know. He's like, let's put a discount. We'll say 2 gold for today. I'll only charge you a gold a piece, but don't tell anybody else.
All right then. I give him 2 gold, and then I also put down a couple silver as an extra.
See, always a man of quality as he takes and puts the gold aside and underneath, and pushes them towards you. And I will keep an eye out for that item.
Thank you, my friend.
Of course. Perfect. So, well, and there I'm sure that you will be walking back to the inn after you've received that. Correct?
Yes.
Perfect. So you're walking back. Talus, where are you right now? Are you still in the inn? And I will go to Raven after that.
I think I'll walk around a bit, just explore the town, see if I see anything suspicious.
Okay.
You probably see Coraline
Yeah, at some point you do see Coraline
bypassing and grab
beelining
my
it.
cat out of your arms. I need him, sorry.
Yeah, you see Coraline beelining it as fast as she can. Back to the inn with a very determined look on her face as she's running. As you walk around town, you explore a little bit. There doesn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary. It's like Anne said earlier, it's a very quiet, peaceful town. You don't find any of the graffiti that she had mentioned that was on the vandalized statue. This seemed to be a very targeted attack on whatever that was. You do not find any remnants of the statue as well. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Could I go back to how close is the tavern to the inn?
They're pretty close. They share business, so they like to stay close to each other. Are you going to go get a drink?
No, because I'm working.
You have standards.
I'm working. I want to ask, God, what was his name?
Bert? The bartender?
Bert.
Yep, you want to ask Bert, our red-headed barkeep?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll go up, walk in. Is it busy yet, or?
It's starting to get busy as the miners and the blacksmiths and the other workers in the town start to get off work. So it's getting there.
All right, I'll walk up to the bar.
Okay.
And, hey, Bert. How's it going?
Business is fine. How about you? Are you here for another drink?
No, I'm still working on the hangover.
Let me know. Let me know if I can get you a drink then. What else? You must have something on your mind if you're here then. Well, what can I do for you?
Yeah. I heard that there was some vandalism that happened. I'd like to know if you know anything about the statue of the adventurers and where I might find it, who they were, maybe?
He shrugs. Let's see. I do recall there being a statue. It was in the main street. Let's see. He kind of looks around the bar, squints a little. Trying to see if there's anybody else that he can talk to real quick of who he can call on. And then sits there for a minute, and it actually goes, I do recall where it was. I think I may know where they moved it. They moved it to an alley. It was highly vandalized. There's a bright red A scrolled across the chest of one of the characters. The heads were all smashed in. I'm trying to think. I don't recall who it was commemorating, but it was moved to one of the alleys, back alley, and he quickly takes the napkin and scrolls a quick, very small map. You just go down this way and down there, and that's where I recall it being last.
Interesting. Thank you.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
No. That's it. That was very helpful. Thank you, Bert. I might see you later.
I'm sure. And he kind of winks and then goes back to what he was doing.
I wink back.
Oh.
Tal's got the moves.
Watch out for that. All right.
I think it was mostly for the drinking part, but okay.
All
right. Are you going to head back to the inn after that interaction, or are you going to go find it?
I would like to go find it.
Okay. All right. So you're going to go searching for it. While you do that,
I will follow my napkin map.
Your napkin map. Perfect. Let's see it. He drew it pretty well, actually. Like, pretty straight lines for being a barkeep. You don't know if he's been drinking tonight yet or not, but pretty straight lines and pretty direct directions of where to go.
An architect in another life.
Absolutely. That's exactly what he wanted to be. All right. Raven, where are we headed?
I'm heading back to the library. I want to go talk quickly with Yadi again.
Perfect. As you approach the library, Yadi is closing the front door and locking it, but he sees you and gives a small wave as you walk over. He kind of meets you down the steps. Is there something I can do for you? I didn't expect to see you so soon. I figured you'd be on your way to Asmar already.
No, we're gonna head out first thing in the morning, but I have a question for you if you have a few minutes just before. With all the excitement, I totally forgot to ask you earlier today.
Sure, I'll try to answer any questions that I can. He kind of pushes his glasses up and adjusts himself. What can I do for you? Putting on this very professional.
It might be a long shot, but would you know a guy by the name of Haldar?
Haldar. Why do you ask? May I inquire what he does?
He was a researcher, and I was told you're the Researchers Guild's.
Haldar. About how long ago would I have seen this individual?
This is potentially, I don't know, like 10 plus years ago, but
So a while.
Yeah.
Haldar. Do you know what he was researching? Perhaps.
That is also what I'm trying to find out of. I never knew, so I don't know where to start.
When was it that you last saw him?
Over 15 years ago.
He shrugs a lot. I'm going to say this is someone in relationship to you of some sort.
My father.
I see. Did he leave or?
All I know is he went researching in a different town and we never heard from him again, and I'm just trying again. So I go to different libraries and finding the research guilds, just anyone that potentially could have information.
I see. Do you know what he looked like? Can you recall?
He was an elf.
Elf. Don't see many of those around here, though.
No. And trust me, like, nose in a book 24/7. So you'd have.
I can see. I can find out. I can try to recall. Currently, I don't know. You have no idea what he was researching or where he might have gone?
No, I don't.
10 plus years is a long time, ma'am.
I know, and it's taken me this long to keep traveling and keep looking for him. So if you hear, like, please keep any information, and when I'm back in town, I'll come back.
Of course. I'm sorry to hear about that. And he puts a hand on your shoulder very gently and pats it. I know how hard it can be to lose family, especially that long ago and still be looking for them.
Thanks.
It looked earlier to me like you might have people who can help you now, though, so that is a plus.
Hey, we're going to another library, and there's another Researchers Guild, and more people to talk to.
Always asking questions, the sign of a good researcher.
Learned that one from Daddy.
I'm sure. He sounds like a very interesting and capable individual. I'm sure that whatever is going on, he must have good reason.
I hope so. Raven bows her head, kind of thanking, and then meanders her way back. She's not going to go to the inn. She's going to stop by the tavern first.
As you're approaching the tavern, you do see Talus coming out of it.
I'll give her a little wave.
Perfect. All right. So, Coraline, you are going back to the inn. You are beelining there.
Yeah, more of like a ducking her head, not making eye contact with anybody. She just kind of goes straight to her now shared room with Cersei, closes the door, opens a window, just kind of sits there and pulls out her book and begins writing to her very nice patron that she's pen pals with.
She's pen pals.
And,
yeah.
kind
Cersei,
of calming down from and
sure.
sharing her trepidation and her fears for heading back to Asmar.
Yeah, absolutely. Cersei, are you still outside doing your meditations, or do you think at this point you would be headed back inside? Where do you think you'd be headed at this point?
She'd probably be outside until it's dark or until she notices everybody back. Just kind of like, and then kind of watching if people like come and go, just like, okay. It's probably just watching Coraline beeline and going, well, that was a short trip.
Yeah.
Watching Alice go off and then Raven heading that way. Just like, okay, just kind of watching the comings and going. Probably staying out there watching that until it gets dark, then going, well, probably should get back inside.
Yeah, absolutely. Just observing kind of that goings on and happening. Like I said, this is the first time that you've been this far inland. So the comings and goings like this is not uncommon to you, but you don't see the sailors or the pirates or the races that you are used to seeing. It's mostly humans. There's a couple of other types of races, but there's not the tridents or the blue elves or anything that you're used to seeing. So that's the one thing that Cersei notices as everyone's coming and going is the lack of the people you're used to seeing, and the types that you're used to seeing.
It's like more normal looking people and fewer seagulls.
Exactly. There's no seagulls.
No seagulls, no ship whistles.
Perfect. You walk back inside to your shared room?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Coraline
is sitting there writing in her book as Cersei. You hear her in the hall as she approaches and opens the door.
Okay, then I would have closed my book and just continued to sit and look out the window, kind of taking deep breaths, calming down.
Mm-hmm.
Are you having trouble breathing?
No, just there was a lot of people outside,
I'm not used to a lot of people.
Pretty used to being by myself most of the time. Got my books for comfort though. She'll give her book a little tap and
that is quite a book. It floats and produces strips of leather and whatnot. You were quite impressive today during that altercation.
I literally left a mark on their wall. I don't think that's very impressive, but thank you.
So you held your own. I don't think everybody would react the way that all of us did. I would imagine that if books go flying, most people would run. Yet we all ran through it.
It was definitely interesting. I've never been in that situation before, so
I'm sure
yeah, she's more comfortable around you than I think the rest of you. She's letting more of her anxieties show. So, is it time to go to bed?
Well, apparently we have an early morning. We're gonna try to make a round trip in a day. So, good sleep. And if you're feeling nervous, resting in those deep breathing as you're falling asleep will probably do you good.
Perfect. So, as you two kind of wind down for the evening, Talus, you need to roll me an investigation check to see how well you're following and coming across this this statue that you're looking for.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Can you tell we're on TikTok?
None of us are on TikTok. What are you talking about?
What is a TikTok?
What is a Tickamer Talks?
Tickety tock.
Uh,
Is it like the snaps chats?
Yeah, like the snap and chats. Like,
And the grand that is instant.
all right, tell us, what did you roll?
That one.
What'd you roll?
13.
13. Okay, not too bad. Okay, with the map that you have and the layout of which it is, it's pretty easy to find. You come across it even with the 13 pretty easily. As you're heading down the street, you come to an alley. And you look at your map, look at the alley, look at the map. And you walk down that street. It's pretty open. There's a couple of crates off to one side, like this business here has put them there. Other than that, it's pretty empty, except for at the very end, up against a wall, is a large statue standing 8 feet tall. There are a few figures. However, the figures are completely disfigured of where they've been smashed multiple times. The faces of them are completely beaten. They're absolutely shattered. Even the stone around it is still crackling, as you can't make out the details. However, you can make out a plaque that is at the base of the statue, and there is large wings on one of these figures where you can see that they were beaten, but the outline of what was there on their back of where they were placed is still there. The connecting stone is still there, just shattered. The wings are nowhere to be found, but you can tell by the outline of what was of the statues that there should have been wings there on one of the characters. What would you like to do?
I'd like to approach the plaque and see what it says.
Okay. You have common and everything, so it's not in any other language other than common. Pretty readable, very easy. Still very legible, even though the statues themselves are smashed in. Now, one of them you can see as you approach a bright red, which you presume is an A. The way that it is angled is the tips of it are angled, and the middle bar is raised just a little bit, so it seems more like this than anything. So you presume it's an A. It is sprawled in red, which you presume to be paint that is highly pigmented. As you approach, this is what you see, and on the plaque that is at the bottom, you see "The Loyal Steel" written across.
Steel.
The plaque is undamaged, almost like they were so focused on the task at hand of bashing this that they just overlooked it.
Is there anything else on the plaque at all?
Nope, that is the only thing.
Do I know anything of the royal or the loyal steel?
Roll me a history check.
Ooh.
I'm nervous. Oh no. I'm putting this one in dice jail.
Ooh, 1 in dice jail already, and we haven't even had combat? Goodness.
6.
Bless the dice, man. You gotta bless the
All right,
dice.
what did you roll?
6.
6. You remember stories from when you were a child about a couple of adventuring parties, but this is not one of them. You're like, they could be one of those under a different name, like this could be a work of fiction, but you do not remember anything about this particular party.
How many figures does it look like there's in the statue?
Let me double check. Hold on. I don't want to miss anybody. That's why I'm like, let me double check my notes. Wherever my notes are. My multiple notes. Hold on. Oh, hold on. I have the wrong paper. Because I have your guys' characters and all of my NPCs on one document, and then the actual overarching campaign on the another document. Notes to remember. Look, it's all of your guys' backstories. Let's see. Let me double check real quick here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. That's what I thought. Okay, there's 5. You cannot make out races, but all of them are wearing armor of some type.
Okay. I'm going to try to copy on the napkin, on the back of the napkin where the map was, that A as close as I can.
Okay, perfect. Roll me a performance check. See how well you can scribble this A.
Oof. Great.
What did you roll?
19 plus whatever plus 3. So 22.
22? Oh, it is perfect. You take one glance at this and you're like, oh yeah, easy enough. And you immediately write it down on your parchment. You look back, you're like, yeah, that's perfect.
Can I quickly just see if the red is like paint?
Yeah,
or...
absolutely. Yeah, you can roll an investigation check on it.
Okay. 8.
8?
Yes.
You're looking at it, you kind of lean in like as close as you can to what you think it is. You're like, that is paint. And you call it good. You're like, even if it's not, should be paint. Okay, and you move on. Is there anything
Great.
else that you'd like to do?
No, I guess not. I think
Okay.
I got what I needed from just looking at that, and I'll work my way back to the inn.
Perfect. All right, you are on your way to the inn. You do not see Cersei outside or Coraline. You presume they are currently in bed as a light in their window is on until they go to sleep. Are you going to head up to your room?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Okay, you head into your room. It's peaceful, quiet, nothing out of the ordinary, just as you would presume it would be. Are you going to get some rest?
Yeah. I'm
Perfect.
just gonna go.
Okay, so 3 of you are at the inn. Rutherford, where are you right now?
I guess leaving the apothecary, as the exchange might have taken a little bit.
It did.
And then heading back to the inn.
Okay, perfect.
If they have any, I will get an extra thing of meat to take up to my room and enjoy.
Oh, Quentin has it prepared in the kitchen for you already. He kind of figured you'd want a midnight snack.
Love that man. I toss him a little silver as a thank you, and well, I'll be nice. I slide it across the counter.
Oh, Rutherford's being nice. Very nice. So he's like, oh,
the soft boy. What the?
He is a soft boy. We love Rutherford. Yeah, he takes it.
I don't want to be rude.
I know, he does take it. Oh, well, thank you. And have a good evening. And takes it and goes back to cleaning up the kitchen.
I will indeed, as I go out with my whatever piece of meat I have.
You presume this is a large deer. Like, this is fresh meat, freshly hunted, wonderfully prepared.
Before, well, I think my room's the last one, right?
Correct.
And Cersei and Coraline are in there. Like, is the light still on?
Unless they've gone to bed, the light is still on. You can see the light of a candle underneath the door.
Okay, I'm gonna go put my meat down.
Okay.
That snack for that, and then I'm gonna go back out and then lightly tap on the door of Cersei and Coraline.
Okay.
I'll get that.
Coraline looks nervously towards the door. Yeah.
It's me, Rutherford.
Evening. Want to come in? What's up?
Yeah, I just had a thought.
Love those.
As I go in, I remembered on one of my travels I was gifted one of these snacks from someone, and I go into my pouch and I pull out some dried seaweed. Be like, I don't know. I mean, you wanted genasi. I don't know. They're good, but I've been chewing on them for so long. I'm kind of sick of them. I was wondering if you wanted to have the rest of these.
A taste of home. That's very kind of you. Thank you.
Of course, there's a good little handful here, but you can have the rest. I'm done with it. That lasted me as a good snack for a while. That man gave me so much. I don't know why.
Where did you meet this man? Where were you traveling?
It was just a passerby. You know, there's street vendors that you can run into in different towns and on the road. passing by.
What town was it?
What?
What town was it?
I don't know, DM. What town was that?
Like,
Yeah, I get it. Make the DM work.
Make me be like, I don't know. Where was I at 11:45 2 days ago? Who was I talking to? Yeah.
Who were you with?
Sorry, curiosity.
No, you're fine.
His name was Joe Nathan.
No, you would know this as Crestborough. Crestborough. Hmm?
Is that north, south, east, west of here?
You know it's further than Kibben. If that's where you were beforehand, you would have come down. It's closer to the mountain range. Not almost there. It's probably a good week away from where Kibben is currently.
Okay. That's a good enough.
And we'll add that to the map your guys' next session, since you guys now know of it. For the chat, since they don't know, the map that you guys see is our overlay. It's actually the map we are currently using for sessions. And every time the girls discover a new area, I unlock another piece of the map for them to actually look at.
The video game, we unlock more of the map as we go.
Mm-hmm.
Your quest location has been unlocked.
Yes. Yes, you guys are doing a good job, actually.
To answer your many, many questions, which I'm sure will be a thing having to get used to. But it is okay. There is a town very, very far from here called Crestborough. It's more towards the mountains than here. It's about a week or so away. Not too far, not too close.
You're well traveled then, huh?
Very much so. Been doing it for a very long time.
That's wonderful.
Perfect.
How long is a long time?
I'm not going to tell you that right now. I have answered enough of your questions for tonight, little pup.
Okay.
Perfect.
Although, I have a question for you. Why were you trying to follow me earlier?
I wasn't trying to follow you. I was interested with the apothecary, but something came up and I had to come back.
Could have just come with me if you wanted to.
Like I said, something came up and I had to come back.
All right then. I won't ask too many questions. And then I leave. Have a good night, ladies.
Sleep well.
And don't forget the coffee in the morning. And then I go.
Perfect. All right, perfect. So you go back to your room. You consume some of this wonderful deer meat that Quentin has left you.
Nom.
The four of you are currently at the inn, safe and sound in your rooms. Raven, what you up to?
I head back to the bar, to the Drunken Dragon.
Yes, you are back at the Drunken Dragon.
I'm just gonna take. She's gonna get one. Remember her conversation with Ratifer? She's like, okay, I'm not gonna drink ale tonight. I'm gonna go for mead. We're gonna get fancy.
Mm-hmm.
But she's just gonna try, just like casually hang out at the end of the bar and just kind of listen for some like any interesting stories that she can overhear.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do. Hold on. Do. Okay. It's a good thing. I have a whole thing for that. I got you guys. I got you.
Love it.
Yeah. So as you are just listening to some of the dwarven men, listening to some of the rumors of their mining days, they're just swapping stories back and forth about how things used to be when adventurers used to go out and do whatever they had to do. They're kind of talking about how some of the adventurers nowadays have grown soft, not really noticing you listening, but you start hearing them recalling a tale of a group of a party that went into one of the city's and you're kind of in your mind transported into what this dwarf is saying as he recounts a tale of this party going into one of the capital cities as they stand bravely and boldly against some oncoming trolls that had invaded the town, using magic and fireballs as well as their weapons to defend against this onslaught of oncoming army as they stood and defended themselves, and eventually winning. And it goes into a dramatic tale. You can kind of notice that around you, a lot of the other tavern patrons are listening to the story, kind of enthralled with the way that the storyteller is telling the tale. And he kind of ends it, and he's like, wonder what happened to them, and keeps drinking.
Did he ever mention the name of this? Like, if the adventuring group had a name?
He did not.
And how far away from me is he in the bar?
2 tables.
I'm gonna flag down Bert, being like,
Yes, what can I do for you?
what's, Dwarven Buddy drinking?
I think he's drinking some rum, if I recall correctly. I think he's drinking, let's see, I think a spiced rum.
Fireball.
Fireball. I didn't ask how big the room was. I said I cast Fireball.
You wouldn't know what that is. You would not know what that is.
No.
That was Nat saying that. That wasn't correlating.
Raven just like Ike thinks a second, goes, yeah, whatever he's drinking, grab me one of those. I need to go talk to him.
You know you can just go up and talk to him, right?
Everyone likes a little offering.
Fair enough. And he walks off. Comes back a second later, a fresh pint of a spiced rum. You can smell the cinnamon and clove coming off of it. It's very strong and fermented, but it smells beautifully. As he hands it to you. Yeah, I think this is the one.
How much do I owe you?
It's on the house. You're going to be drinking a lot tonight, I'm sure. And he walks off.
Not the plan, but okay. So I'll grab the mug and I'll wander over to the dwarf and slide it underneath him.
He looks at you. He's like, yes? What can I do
I
for you?
I have a question for you.
Sure.
Heard the tale you were spinning earlier.
Yes.
What was the group of adventurers called?
Well, I can't quite recall. That was many years ago. Many years ago.
And which city was this again?
Let's see if he remembers.
Come on.
Ooh, he remembers the hell out of that. Was a nat 20 on the dwarf.
Yeah!
You're asking the right questions, apparently. All right. So he's like, it's towards the mountains. Let's see. Starts with a D. Durham.
Durham?
Durham. It's a large city. A couple years ago, there was, let's see. For those looking at your maps, you actually do have that one already unlocked.
Beautiful.
So I'll unhide that on our map for the stream here. Oh, actually, I don't have that one. So it's actually up towards. It's not on stream, but I will put it up on stream for the next session. It's actually up in the corner near the mountain range. If any of you are looking, I will put the map out later.
Is it Damor or Dorum?
Dorm. Or sorry, which do I have on there as its name?
Damor.
Damor. Yeah, sorry, Damor is correct. I have another town that's named that. That's why I was like, wait, hold up. But yeah, and he's like, yes. It's quite the siege, if I do recall. I had a cousin. He was there. He saw it.
And you said this a few years ago?
Maybe 15, 20 years.
Do you have any more stories?
Of what kind?
great sieges, adventurer groups.
Let me.
Especially
He
if you
cuts
have
you
any good
off and immediately
stories.
goes into a wild and fantastic tale about a fallen dwarven king and the fall that he made, in the mines years and years and years ago. And you're pretty sure that now he's just spinning dwarven tales. This one does not sound familiar to you at all of any type of the word.
Raven will find a chair, take a seat down, listen to his story, doing the nodding along, but basically trying to mentally take a much notes, being like, wrong thing, but okay. And once he's done kind of spinning his tail, just nodding along, being like, beautiful. just touching to the
Quick
soul.
question. Does it sound familiar to her because she did read some of that book of the short history of dwarves?
Oh yeah.
She did. She did. She read a little bit. So in the short tell, you did not hear anything about this. This is not a story that you recall seeing at all, and you now are familiar with the history of dwarves.
So after his tale, she'll just applaud him and be like, "That was beautiful, absolutely touching. It should really be included in the short history of dwarves."
Right? That's what I said. That's what I told the publisher. He didn't believe me.
Yeah.
One of these days, I'll publish my own book.
You really should. Wonderful storyteller.
He kind of turns to the rest of his dwarven friends. See? I'm telling you. I could stop mining and be an author.
It's never too late for a career change.
I like this one, as he says to the rest of his dwarven friends. Eventually, he starts drinking some more, and he kind of loses focus of what is happening. Was there anything else that you wanted to ask him before he loses his focus entirely?
She just quickly goes, "Have you heard any tales about Asmar? The name of the town of the place we're going?"
Asmar? Not that I can recall. I don't think there's many dwarves that live there.
Okay.
And he goes back to drinking.
She nods, make notes of that, and then she decides that she's getting up early in the morning and shouldn't be drunk. So
Perfect. So you
heads back to the inn.
Perfect. You make your way back to the inn. You hear the shut of Rutherford's door as he is entering for the evening and goes, to consume some of his food. Eventually, the inn quiets down, and all you hear outside is the sound of crickets as they are chirping. The town peacefully quiets down. And eventually everyone is inside, and you are free to sleep. And you all get a long rest, so anything that you left, spells or anything, is now a long rest. As you guys fall asleep, we will take our first break. That way you guys can take an actual rest and go grab some water and things to drink. So, short rest. We'll take about 10 minutes. That way we can get you guys some water. Make sure that our chat gets up, stretches your legs, also get some water. We will be back in about 10 minutes, and then our party here is headed to Asmar. So, all right.
Wait.
Thank you guys. We'll see you guys in just a sec. And we are back. Hello! All right, so to get us started going again, our party is currently asleep at Applecore, the tavern, run by Quentin and his lovely wife, Anne. And we are about to start our adventure to head to Asmar, which is the town that Yadi has informed them is where the next library is that they have had issues with when a message came from someone in Asmar to Kivin. Good morning, party.
So Coraline's going to probably be the first one up. So she's going to sneak out of the room so she doesn't wake Cersei. And she's probably going to head over to like the community washroom that the floor has. She's going to take a deep breath, like look in the mirror that they probably have. Calm herself, set up her book next to her. She looks into the mirror, puts her hat on, and look over to her book. Well, it seems that I'm going to have to make a different face again. And she's going to slowly try to transform her features using the disguise hat into, I think, very straight white hair and humanish features, like silvery hair. What's a different face? All right, let's get back out there. And she's going to, same color, I think, gold eyes that she has.
Perfect, that was the only question I had.
Same gold eyes. Probably the same outfit, just completely different hair, different facial features.
Sure.
We'll smile onto her face and go grab a cup of coffee and start knocking on Radiford's door.
All right, so
All right.
you change
Good
your
morning.
face. You put your hat on, kind of gather up your strength and your courage again to put that smile back on your face, kind of willing it and forcing it a little bit to be there. Bang, bang, bang on Radiford's door. Good morning! Radiford,
Just hear
sound
this
asleep.
growl, just like, no. I
Don't
don't want
be a
this.
big little puppy about it. I got your coffee.
Give me the coffee and leave me alone for like at least 5 minutes, and then I'll join
The
you.
door is closed. I don't. I'll just
Leave
leave
it
over here.
outside of the door.
We'll leave it out there, and then I will skip down to the dining room and start preparing some breakfast.
Okay.
All very chipper and happy.
What are you making for breakfast?
Probably some pancakes with eggs and some bacon, noticing that the wolf smelled like blood last night. Interesting enough.
Fair
So
enough.
she will do that.
Perfect. All right. So yeah, you go downstairs, you knock on the door, leave the coffee, go skipping down the stairs with your normal chipper self, and start making breakfast. Cersei, Talus, and Raven, what are you guys doing this morning?
Raven's going to Oh, go for it.
No, you go first.
Raven slowly wakes up and like pops an eye open, looking at Talus, and like, nope, she doesn't seem drunk or hungover. And then she like looks for something that she's like, okay, throws her like blanket over at Talus.
Oh,
Morning sunshine, rise and shine.
where? Oh, right. Yeah, 5 more minutes. And I take the blanket that she threw over my head.
Fine. Gonna go coffee or
Yeah.
water?
Coffee.
Let's go searching. So she like straps on her armor, gets herself ready, and goes in search of coffee.
Sure.
Raven is so nice.
You kind of throw everything on, walk out the door, shut it behind you. You're like, oh, I'll get it like 5 more minutes. As the smell from downstairs starts, dancing up the steps, as you smell just coffee and breakfast, as Cora is downstairs working very hard to prepare it for everyone.
Oh my god, that smells amazing. And like literally like almost like not quite zombie like, because she's had a couple drinks last night, so she's like not 100%, but she's like, okay, coffee, and oh my god, what is that smell? It smells fabulous, and just like waltzes her way down.
met upon the scene of Core happily cooking in the kitchen.
Good morning. And she's in
Morning.
a different appearance completely, by the way.
You do recognize
Hello?
the clothing.
I mean, besides the same clothes.
You do recognize the clothing, so you can kind of discern. Because you saw
Core?
her hat trick. You know that this is something she does do.
I thought I'd, get an early start on most things this morning. Do you want coffee or tea?
2 coffees. I'll take one up to Tellison. We need to talk about this hat trick. I need in on it.
Okay. And so she'll make the coffee and put a little thing of like pancakes and eggs in a little tray for you.
Oh my god, you're amazing. You're just absolutely amazing. And then she
I don't know. With her now straight white hair, she flips it over her shoulder.
she'll gather up the tray and we'll be down after coffee. Meanders her way back up.
Meander your way back up. Kind of open the door with your elbow. Kick it open as you're holding this tray. Talus is still there, curled up underneath this blanket with over her head.
I brought coffee, and Coraline is making wonderful things. Talus?
I feel like Talus removes the blanket and she sees Raven with the coffee, and like she's not sure if this happened in her mind or not, but there's like a halo glow.
She's just beaming.
She brings the coffee. And I'm like, you're the best.
Perfect.
I'll take the coffee.
Perfect. All right. You guys enjoy your breakfast, a nice warm cup of coffee. Cora is surprisingly good at making pancakes for someone who just learned how to do this. As you enjoy your breakfast. Cersei, where are you this morning? Coraline is up and already making food.
Yeah. She probably woke up when she heard knocking by the room over. She's not that heavy of a sleeper, and probably been like, okay, and gotten up and gotten dressed and headed downstairs. She's probably just hanging out down there, kind of watching Coraline, just like, smells good. I think nothing smells blackened and burnt. We're good. And just kind of just chilling down there, kind of keeping an eye on it.
Sure. Yeah. Just kind of.
Oh, when she comes down and sees Coraline, though, she's gonna kind of just like look at her up and down and go, I think red looks better on you.
It's a bit of a telltale, if you know what I'm saying.
It suits you, though. It feels more you. You're doing very good with silver, though.
Perfect. All right, so you guys are hanging out
Yeah,
down in the
just chilling.
kitchen.
So yeah, I'll be more because she looks human. I sent an actual picture to us, so you guys can see what I look like now. But yeah, human,
Perfect.
very white
I'll add
hair,
that into
kind of
the
looks like looks very mysterious looking more. But yeah, still making breakfast, still smiling as always.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. All right, you guys are hanging out in there.
You're getting good
Talus
at breakfast.
and Raven
though.
are enjoying their breakfast up in their room. Rutherford, you had coffee outside your door.
As soon as after he said like leave it at the door, he sort of stumbles out of bed and actually being on all fours just makes his way to the door, grabs the coffee, brings it into the room, shuts the door, and just sits on the floor drinking it, not moving anything, just like however many steps it took on all fours to get to the door, and is just like leaning up against the wall and is like, okay. And then we'll just drink, and then we'll chug the whole thing, not caring how hot it was. It is very good, and in his mental space, he's just like mentally thinking me like, I don't know what these humans put in this coffee, but it is so good. I need to learn the magic of making coffee. It's just the only thing thinking, like in his like no thoughts, head empty, just coffee, basically. And once he drinks his coffee and just sort of sits there letting it just like mull in his stomach, starting to get that energy, and he just sort of thinks and says a small prayer to his goddess as well, just for protection and finding the things that he's searching for. Gets up, puts his armor back on, gets all of his gear and equipment, tightly tucks up on his journal on his belt line, and then goes down really hoping that whoever is making breakfast, there's some meat. Because now in his little small one-track mind, it went from coffee to meat.
Perfect.
And that's
Yeah, you walk down the stairs. The smell
There's
of
bacon.
breakfast.
I made bacon.
Yeah, the smell of breakfast immediately hits his nostrils as he takes it in a deep. Oh, as you smell bacon, that is the first thing that comes to your mind. You quickly walk down the stairs. This Coraline is standing there, still flipping a pancake, mid flip as there's bacon put off to the side for you.
how much bacon did you make?
Don't worry, practically an entire pig.
Beautiful. That's a good little pup. But your pancakes look good. I will try some.
Perfect. All right, so you
All right, cool.
take your
Sorry,
plate.
she's going to continue to make that, and she's not sure how she feels about pup yet. She'll get used to it, I think.
Perfect. All right.
It's more of like a, okay.
Perfect. Yeah, so you all enjoy breakfast. Eventually, Coraline, you realize, oh, okay, I fed everyone. Perfect. You make a plate for yourself. Are you going to sit down?
I think I've been snacking and eating while cooking, like mostly. So I think I just have a little bit. I'll feed some bacon to Scritches, even though he's fine. He doesn't really eat. It's more for fun.
It just makes her feel better about herself. Making sure you
Little
feed your
kitty.
animal. Perfect. Okay. Cersei, are you enjoying a meal as well?
Oh yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, yeah, you're sitting there. Rutherford is trying to contain himself and not immediately scarf all the bacon. As
He's very much trying to like be polite about it because he very much just wants to go like full wolf mode and just into it, but he's like, I'm around people. I need to be normal.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah.
I feel like at a point Cersei would get up and kind of just like grab more coffee and just kind of pour some more to his mug and just be like, there you go. Let's get you moving.
You are a godsend.
I know. I know.
Literally, though.
Where is the lie?
Okay. Sorry, that was too clever. All right.
That's great. Good stuff.
So you pour some coffee. You three enjoy your meal. Upstairs are two other party members. Are you guys finishing up your meals? Finishing up your coffee? You've heard Rutherford make his way down the steps. You presume everybody else is downstairs already.
Raven turns to Talus and goes, "Shall we? I think we have a mile to make today."
Yeah, I think I smell something good. So yeah, let's go down.
And hopefully Rutherford has had his coffee.
You mean the dog man?
You might not want to say that to his face.
Oh. Ooh.
Oof.
Oh.
Again,
The gall.
Talus does not.
Just if you did you not see his giant? Did you have an axe or a sword? Did Rutherford have axe?
I have
or
a great sword. He's got this massive sword.
Did you not see that giant sword? Like, you do not mess with a guy with a giant sword.
All right.
Unless you have a bigger sword.
I do not.
Sorry.
All right. You have this exchange, and
That's
as you're having this
brilliant.
exchange, you're starting to gather your dishes, put them back on the tray, making your way downstairs. Enter upon your three new party members sitting there enjoying their breakfast.
Rutherford, you've had coffee?
Ah, yes. The magic of coffee. I don't know how humans make it, but it's so delicious. I need to learn how.
Good to know. We're going to be getting on our way shortly.
I'm ready to leave whenever you are.
Ready when everybody else is.
Can I scarf down some bacon first? And pancakes?
Absolutely.
Bacon.
How much bacon did she make? Because if there was extra, he absolutely would have gone back and might have forgotten to leave extra.
There's definitely still pancakes left over, at least.
Fine. I'm okay with it.
Sorry.
Perfect. All right. So you start, you scarf down the rest of your food. You all put your dishes away. Kind of quickly clean up the little bit of the kitchen that is still a mess. Leave whatever gold you still owed to the tavern kind of on the counter. Neither of the tavern keeps is around at the moment. You presume they're dealing with other things, so you just kind of leave it there, fully knowing that they're going to make sure that it gets taken and put where it needs to go. And you step out. Are you headed directly there? Are you going to start walking?
Start to head out.
Yeah.
Wait. Did you want to get scones?
Oh, she stole it from me.
I wasn't gonna say
at the
anything.
same time, Talus and Radford both go, scones!
I wasn't gonna say anything, but if you don't mind, having 5 minutes to spare, they're so good.
Welcome snack.
I've only tried blueberry scones. Is there another kind that you like?
Cheese. You need cheese. Come on, let's quickly now, and then we can get going.
Okay.
Raven
Sunspot.
starts making way very hastily towards the sunspot which we were at in prior session. As you make your way there, the sunspot it's starting to become busier, as they do have some very delicious scones. But the halfling behind the counter sees you and gives a little shout, like, over here, and fully knowing that what you're here for, she already has them in a brown bag tied with a ribbon. I figured you'd want these. And
oh my gosh,
what a woman!
Raven is so happy, and no one has ever seen her this happy.
Yeah, this is new. Raven is no longer the stoic kind of let's get business done. It's scones. As this little half behind the counter is like, you're welcome. You've always been such a good patron here. I figured you'd want these.
You're a beautiful, beautiful person. Passes over the gold and holds her bread
it.
bag, turns to the rest of the group and goes, I got the scones.
The rest of the party just sees
Coraline
Raven in a very different mood than what you've previously seen them in, as this little halfling hands it to her. She just carries around this brown bag tied with a red ribbon.
I would just like to say at the side of
Write
that.
that in your journal.
Yeah, at the absolute side at the absolute side of that, there is no hiding whatsoever. Rad's tail is wagging because that's just it makes him happy to see that she's that happy. Moment.
Rutherford's tail wags a little bit. You have your scones, and you are well to go on your way if you'd like to go there. Now that you have your scones. Perfect. All right. So, are you immediately heading off in that direction then?
Yeah.
Perfect.
So.
Pretty good.
Perfect. Okay. You start walking. It's about half a day's walk, but the conditions and the weather are perfect. It's very nice as you begin walking. Is there any conversation or anything that any of you want to have with each other before you get there?
I think just as a side note, Coraline starts to look much more at ease in the openness and outside of the city. Like, you guys will notice that like in the streets, as especially walking towards the scone place, the pastry shop, she was still quiet and reserved and looking around, darting her eyes. But now that we're in the open areas, much more free, much more of a pip to her step.
Okay. So yeah, you guys notice a visible change as you're getting further and further outside the city as you walk on this very pleasant, well-traveled road. That Coraline's mood starts to improve a little bit. She seems a little more, skipping her step as she's walking with the party. compared to the anxiety and the anxiousness that you saw of her behavior in town?
I want to ask the party in general, I guess. So
yeah, absolutely.
I seem to recall something about a few of you being very into books and stories and such. Has anyone ever heard of the Loyal Steel?
You all can make me a history check.
Okay.
Good question.
Oh no, I'm not that good at history.
That's okay.
Okay.
I think I am. Okay.
Oh.
But like
I love
11?
that of everyone. All right, we'll start with Abby.
8.
8? Okay. All right, Din.
11.
Okay. Nat.
I have a question about natural ones. So if you get a natural one, is it just like a automatic like crit fail?
No,
like you don't get to add any proficiency bonus, or
you
is
still
it
add
like
your modifier?
Okay?
I just
Then
like that.
I
That
got 7.
7. Okay. Raven.
9.
9.
Jeez.
We don't know anything.
What happened to all your
Weird.
rolls earlier, guys? All right.
Blessings only last so long.
Okay.
I'm really distracted by the openness that obviously I can't focus on any history knowledge right now. It's
All right.
just
Scones.
Scones. It's Raven's minus. Cersei's looking around at the wildflowers, realizing that she has never seen this particular kind, as she's not been this far inland. So Rutherford's still like bacon.
As we're walking along, he's sort of humming a like an old like Nordic tune.
Okay.
That he has.
Yeah, so you tell us, you turn to the party and you're like, has anybody ever heard of the Loyal Steel?
we're not listening.
They're like, as you look over, you realize that not only are they really not paying attention, but Raven, you actually shrug a little. You're like, no, but you recall the story that you heard in the tavern, but you were never given a name.
I'll relay the story to the rest of the group in short form, not dwarven long form. I will give the short dwarf version.
For
Short dwarven story.
dwarves
Good.
being short, they tell quite the long tales.
I'll relay that to the rest of the group, and Raven just goes, "This is what I overheard last night."
Oh, good tale.
He never said who it was, so did you know when was it the long steel?
There was 5 party members, and one of them had wings.
I got a question.
This is all strangely accurate information for somebody that you guys have never heard of, just so you know. Yes, what is your question?
Having heard the story and the city name drop of Demor, and the fact that it was 15 or some odd years ago, do I recognize any of that?
Roll me a history check. At advantage.
Shit.
At advantage.
Okay. Please don't be the cursed dice that I just grabbed. I mean, natural 20 can't be.
Ooh. All right.
And on the character dice, and not the extra one. Okay. That's 21.
Perfect. Okay. So, as Talus is relaying this information, you're not actually quite sure why she's asking it, since she hasn't said why yet. But relayed with, well, Talus is asking about this party called the Loyal Steel, and Raven's heard the story about some siege. You do start recalling a battle between an adventuring party against a large amount of trolls. You weren't in the city at the time of it happening, but you remember hearing the messages coming down as half the city went up in flames. But you also recall that the adventurers won out in the end. A name was never given to the party, but it does sound oddly familiar. What would you like to do with that information?
I actually don't say anything.
Okay. You don't say anything. All right. So, as the rest of you are kind of discussing it, in play, like as players, you know why she's asking, but in game, your characters still do not know why she's asking. So, just to remind you guys.
Why are you asking? I'm curious.
There you go. Proud of you.
Sorry.
Proud of you. You're good.
That's on brand.
on brand.
Definitely.
Yeah, I was walking around the street the other day, and by the other day I mean yesterday. And I saw this statue that was vandalized with this symbol, and I pulled out my neck. All the faces were torn. It looked like 5 adventurers. One of them had wings, it looks like, and the plaque said "The Loyal Seal." So I was just curious because I don't really read books.
The symbol?
Do we recognize it?
You do
Yeah,
not.
I was gonna ask.
I
like,
won't even make
rolled
you
a
roll
natural-
for it. You do not.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
Is that it?
Pretty accurate. Yeah, pretty accurate.
It's an A.
It's like a
You guys see it and immediately think that's an A. Like,
That's an A.
Huh.
you do not recognize that though.
A.
Oh, that's pretty good.
A. A.
Sorry, dearie, haven't come across that one. But we are going to another library, and you could ask at that one.
I plan to.
Okay, perfect. Anything else?
Cool.
Any other
I think
interactions?
Coraline's just gonna start walking a little bit, like looking at the flowers and stuff, and kind of linger near the back of the line and pull out her book. And you've been awfully quiet lately. Any notes? Does anything happen to the runes? No? Alright, she'll just tuck it away again and continue to look at the flowers.
Hey Raven,
Do what she does.
how's your book looking? How's your book looking, Raven?
She just has a normal notebook.
Okay.
She channels in a different way.
Okay.
She channels in a different way.
Just making sure
She,
she's doing good.
I forgot to pick up paper. Dang it. Okay.
Do you say that out loud?
I forgot to pick up paper. Rattleford just to himself. I forgot to pick up paper.
We are going to another town.
Yeah, that is why I didn't make a big deal of it. That was me muttering to myself. How good are your ears? I thought that was quiet. Did I
Your
say
voice
that?
travels, I'm not sure if you noticed, but it's like a bit deeper than the rest of ours. So, like,
Oh, I'm
you know,
so sorry.
the rumble.
Also, I spent a lot of time in libraries, so you'll learn to listen well.
Does the rumble disturb you?
No, we've established this before.
Raven actually thinks on this and is like, it's different.
True, it's different.
Because I'm assuming she hasn't seen too many wolf kinds, has she?
Ooh, I am so glad we've come to this.
Oh no!
You have not seen any other wolf kind. None of you. This is the very first time that you are seeing any one of Rattleford's kind. And this strikes you as odd. And now that you've had a moment to kind of reflect on that after you've had this adrenaline-filled battle, you reflect on the fact of, oh wow, I don't think I've ever seen one of them. Through all your travels, all your adventures, you've not seen another one. Cersei, is there anything you want to do? Any roleplay you'd like to do?
Well, when they're talking about like, oh, does the rumble like bother you? It's like just kind of mention it. Cersei just kind of add on and go, well, I think all of you are actually quite pleasant. You're all quite pleasant. Traveling's much better with people. I walked the day from port to Kivin, and that was long and lonely. So having all
I can
you
relate to that. I
What's
can
that?
relate to that. I do appreciate the company.
I'm
Now, as
glad.
you guys are having these conversations, making these realizations, looking to any of your patrons for any kind of guidance, whether you do or not, or just, chatting, looking at your books, etc. Eventually, you do find yourselves coming up on Asmar. You look and it's a beautifully put together town. And as you look, there is a bridge that you have to cross to get into town. A small pond separates you from them. In front of you, you can see directly across as it's bustling with activity and life. As this bridge crosses into the market square. To one side of the bridge, before you cross over, you can see there's a tower just overlooking a watchman tower. You can see one person just kind of leaning there, making sure he lets you pass. You walk by. You don't seem to be anything. Oh, hold on. I have. But yeah, you don't see anything out of the ordinary, and the watchman does not see any of you as out of the ordinary. He just lets you pass by. You don't seem a threat to him. Would you like to cross over?
Sure.
Okay, perfect. You cross over, entering into the village square where it is bustling with life. In front of you is a well. Across from that is a marketplace. This is the image that I sent you guys in the Discord as well the other day about Asmar. That way you had a visual. That way you guys know that it's on stream currently. So as you pass into it, off to one side is a large statue, red in color. In front of you is the well, and then the marketplace, and then the surrounding buildings, as including a water wheel that is now located on the other side of the bridge that you have now passed, and a large watchtower that is on this side.
Cool.
Do we see which way the library is?
Yeah, it is. So as you walk into town, you can look over and look around a little bit, and a little further ahead of the statue. So there's the statue. You kind of walk up a little bit. Is the library. It is a little bit smaller than the other library that was in Kibben. But in pristine condition. You can tell that this library is well looked after, well cared for. So you would have to go past the marketplace and the statue to walk up to the doors.
I think Coraline's going to stick by the statue for a little bit, because I feel like the last time she ran through here was like probably just for a night or so.
It was evening. So because it was evening, you have not seen a lot of this activity. You have not seen the marketplace open. Are you looking over into the statue or anything?
I was going to just inspect the statue. Just it's
okay. I mean,
a curious
have
sight.
To walk by anyways. It stands 8 to 9 feet tall.
Ooh.
So it's much taller than all of you. So if you would like to walk up, you guys keep walking. You spot the library fairly easy. It's well labeled. So as you walk by, hold on. I'm going to throw this image on stream. So,
okay.
So as you walk by, you see a statue of a large dragonborn. He's red in color. Armor is shiny. Like they have put meticulous time and detail into it, as the wingspan stands almost 6 feet across itself, standing on a large stone. And I'll send you guys the image after the stream, because I don't have Discord open currently. But it is on stream for everything else to see. In his hand, he wields a large great axe in one hand. You could tell that the time and effort put into this statue was meticulous. It took time and it took care. It is huge and it overstands everyone, as its unseeing eyes just stare into the marketplace as its protector. It does not move. It is a statue. You can tell as you walk up that it is stone, but it almost looks lifelike when you walk up to it.
Is there a plaque or anything?
There is a plaque. It is at the bottom. The stone that he's standing on is blackened with dead roots growing along the sides of it, with a red underside to it, almost like flames or fire or lava, as it is painted in meticulous detail. There is only one plaque, and it only says Calferis across the bottom. It's Calferis.
Do I recognize the armor from this one compared to the statue that had wings in the
Roll me
seal?
investigation.
As she's rolling that, is this like a warrior from like stories that I would have read of?
This is not something that you recall seeing or hearing
Okay.
about.
10.
Perfect. All right. So yeah, you recognize it a little bit. You're like, that armor could be the same. However, this armor looks newer and more taken care of. It's not cracked in places. This is a well cared for, a well loved statue. But you're like, that armor looks like it could be the same. You're not sure about the wingspan or what the wings may have been on the other statue because they were broken off. But this one is full color and detailed.
Is there anybody nearby?
Yeah, there's a couple people walking around in the marketplace.
As my disguised person, I'm going to try to stop somebody. Excuse me. So sorry to bother you. Can you tell me a bit about this statue? It's my first time ever seeing it. It's quite the spectacle.
Oh, yes, of course. It's a gentleman that you've stopped. He looks like he might be on his way to go do some work in the market, but buying and trading, whatever he may be doing. He stops. He's like, yes, this is Calferis. From what I recall, he was a dragonborn barbarian. He was from this town originally.
Oh, is he like the town hero or something?
In a way, yeah. No one's seen him for many, many years, but he did protect us when we most needed it, and so we've erected this statue. He was well loved. Was there anything else you were needing?
Oh, I was just also curious. And how long ago? You said a couple of years?
Not at the very least. I'm not originally from here, but I've heard conversations that he lived here as a child and then left to do some adventuring, I presume, and then never heard of him since. There was a story that we heard at one point where he had rescued a fair maiden, the fairy tale stuff. But other than that, I have not heard of anything myself.
Oh, well, thank you so much, you kind stranger.
Yeah, absolutely. And he walks away.
What was the accent I just did? That was not
All right.
I choked on it. My bad.
Coraline's disguising her voice too.
Yeah,
Yep.
apparently. Come here, Ken. All right. Is there anything else that you'd like to do? Do you want to relay that information to your party about what you've just found out?
Sure, because I know how to share information.
Wow.
Yeah, I will do it. I will
Wow.
share it. Coraline's very much excited to always share whatever she learns with people, as she shared with Cersei what she learned about the history lesson. So of course she's going to immediately turn to them, give them a quick little history
The
lesson.
party watched Cor walk away, grab a random person, and start talking to him. So you all are standing there like, oh my god, again. So she comes kind of skipping back up in her normal chipper self and relays the information that she's found out.
Good to know.
Maybe we can ask the librarian for more information if we wanted to. Yeah. Good idea.
All right. So you are walking to the library then?
Mhm.
After admiring the detail of this statue. Perfect. Okay. So you walk into the library. It is small, but very well kept. You can see everything is well in order. This is somebody that very much appreciates having things in an organized fashion. As you look around, you don't immediately see anyone. You kind of look around. As you look, you see there's a couple of ladders, a couple of stools. The library seems quiet, but you don't see anybody right off.
Hello.
You hear something.
Oh wait, we're supposed to be quiet.
Fall. As soon as you used to call out hello, you hear something fall. You presume it's a bunch of books from one of the far corners. Just a moment. Just a moment. As you see, come around the corner, a red kobold dressed in black and browns and purples, carrying a large book in her hands. Yes. What can I do for you? Sorry, I was right in the back. I was trying to organize some of these books. Somebody came in earlier and rearranged them all. And what can I do for you?
We came from the town of Kidden to, on behest of Yati, to check on you for the whole orbs going crazy thing.
She stands at 4'11", just so you all know.
I assumed. I'm so excited.
Go on.
Around, like, so when I say I did put an image up for her on stream if you want to see her. I'll send all of you guys these NPC pictures later.
So cute.
So she is standing there. She is red in coloring and scales. Around her waist is a royal purple band, brown pants, black shirt, and a necklace of amethysts around her neck as she holds a large book. Oh, Yadi's always worrying about me. I can manage. But, I mean, there's been strange things happening. Yes, I understand that. But, like, I could do it myself. But I appreciate you coming and checking in on me. Was there something else you needed?
Your name?
Oh, sorry. I'm Mia.
Pleasure.
Coraline. Nice to meet you. So, do you have another set of armor in here? Or do you just have the same gold, glowing orb?
Oh, you mean the shield. I don't have any armor. Sorry to disappoint. But I do have that same, or as she gestures, she's like, oh, I have it off in another room, though.
Do you mind if I go inspect it?
Yeah, absolutely. Go right ahead, and she directs you towards it.
Alright. Coraline will go inspect.
Can I stay behind and ask about? Oh my god.
She wanted it on stream.
Puppy break.
Oh, I love that.
She wanted it on stream. She was sitting here whining at me.
I'd like to inquire about if she has any information on the Loyal Steel.
Perfect. All right.
I want to find out what
so
this is.
who is going with Coraline in the back? And who is staying out here with Talus?
But before we go, because I'll probably join Coraline. About the shield. Did anything happen in the past few days? Because while we were in Kivin, some strange things were happening. We had to fight off some books after the order gave off this magical wave. Did anything like that happen?
Oh, yes, it did. I haven't noticed anything else strange yet. It did do a weird wave of energy. It didn't do anything yet. Not that I've noticed. I've looked at all the books. They seem fine. Nothing has attacked me. Like I said, there's no armor in here. Yadi always has a thing for armor. God. Ugh. It's tacky if you ask me, but it's fine. Nothing else has happened here.
I run off and I grab Coraline. Like, wait.
Okay.
And
okay.
Talus, if you want to continue.
Yeah, I want to ask about any information you might have on a set of adventures that a big battle that went on in some town in the mountains, and set of 5 adventures called The Loyal Steel.
Her eyes immediately light up. Such a good party of adventurers. What do you want to know?
Who are they? And where are they?
At that, her face falls. I knew Calphurus very well. He was always the fighter. He went off with this party, and lost his life in combat. As for the other 4, I know one of them retired. I'm not sure about the other three. I never knew them well. I don't think I even knew their names. There's not much information on them other than they fought in, I am presuming, the battle that you're talking about, against the trolls. That was kind of their breakout, if you could say. They did a lot of small things, rescuing towns, the normal adventurer things, but Calfers just did not survive.
Piqued by her interest in this conversation. Is that why they made the statue for him here?
Oh, yes, I pushed for that.
You knew him.
Very well.
Aw.
About the other 4 members, do you know what race they were? Or anything about them?
I think a tiefling at the very least. I know there was a cleric. I'm not sure about the others. I never really met them.
Okay, I was just curious.
I know it
seemed like a very interesting tale.
I know it's tiefling for sure.
Do you know who the enemy was in terms of that battle? Besides trolls, was it a specific troll tribe? Or was it...
I don't know. I've never heard. The party never came back after that.
I have one last question. I pull out my napkin. Have you seen... do you recognize this symbol? And is there any connection to this, from this to the statues?
She takes it gently. I mean, it looks like an A. I don't recognize any symbolism with it.
No, if you turn it to like upside down, it's like a V with a line. It's crazy.
She kind of. I don't recognize this at all. I'm very sorry.
Less than.
I love
greater
that.
Hands it
than.
back.
Okay.
Hands it back.
We're gonna do that so much.
But yeah, she hands it back. I'm very sorry.
That's okay. But thank you for all your information, and I'm very sorry for your loss.
It was a long time ago. If I can help you with anything else, please don't hesitate to ask.
Thanks.
She puts the book that she's holding like down on a little pedestal, walks away, kind of excuses herself for a moment.
We'll just go check out your shield to make sure there's no crazy books about.
Yes, feel free. Anything that you need. And continues to walk off.
Oh, awesome. That's hard. Oh.
Immediately going over to the shield to
hold on.
inspect and
Hey.
I was like,
We know
if you're gonna
what-
fight, you have to do a strength check.
No, I just sort of
Okay.
like, oh, hold on. She said that no books or anything have attacked yet. If that wave of magic
Exactly.
is still around, we need to be careful and not just walk in all willy-nilly, as you people say.
I feel like I'm fine. I was just going to check it.
It is
You know,
off into one side.
Check the
of
magical
rooms.
aura.
Raven just pulls out her like sword and goes, "Okay, if we're gonna do this, let's do it properly. You can go check it out, but let's all be prepared."
I cast mage armor on myself.
Perfect.
I don't want to waste a turn doing that.
Perfect. What does your AC go up to?
15.
Perfect.
Stuff, but okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna go over to the shield and I'm going to pull out a little silver string out of a nice pouch I have on my
you
side.
Walk off real quick. And what initiative are
Okay.
you walking into the room? What is your marching order?
I'm stupid, so I'm probably first.
Okay, you're first. Who's last?
Okay.
I want to be hidden and be very cautious.
Okay, so you will need to roll stealth for me.
Edifur, do you want to go after the little one?
I'm already trying to walk behind her. I was about to say, can I detect magic in the room? But as she's already walking.
She has. She has.
15 for stealth.
15? Yeah, you're stealthy enough. Pretty quiet. Right. Cersei? Are you just walking in?
Yeah, probably just kind of just strolling in like, okay, we're being quiet. Okay, let's
Okay. All right. You
just kind
walk in
of
quietly.
walking in, trying to see if the wall has blackened and emptied like the other one was.
Okay. So Raven, you're last.
And I'm gonna ready. If I see a book flying off the shelf, I'm swinging my rapier at it.
Okay. So you walk into the room. It's quiet. There's a couple of smaller bookshelves, a couple of other books. The aura is empty. There's nothing inside. It is a empty globe of what you can assume was previously the same color of that swirling orange greenish aura that the other previous library had. However, this one does not have it. It is completely emptied out.
There's no magical aura.
None at all.
Does Rutherford, do you tell me that?
What?
Oh, he had
You
not.
tell me
He
that?
hadn't used to cast or detect magic yet.
No,
Since you
I'm
walked
wanting
in.
to ritual cast it, but that's gonna take 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to ritual cast Identify.
Identify?
Yeah, so I was going to pull out my little string that has a pearl attached to it.
Okay.
And I'm going to swirl that around on top as I have my book out open to read and my little incantations and know what to do.
Okay.
So,
What does Identify do?
Identify takes 10 minutes. Open up. You choose one object that you must touch throughout the casting of the spell. If it is a magic item or some other magic imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use, and how many charges it has, if any. You learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it. If you instead touch a creature through the casting, you learn what the spells, if any, are currently affecting it.
Okay. So.
Yeah, so I have my pearl and an owl feather. All right, touch the owl feather that's in my hat.
Okay, you kind of have your pearl, touch your owl feather, cast Identify on it. As you're kind of standing there, like waiting for a response.
Oh, 11 minutes or 10
11
minutes.
You're
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, you're kind of standing there waiting for a response. As she's doing that, what is the rest of the party doing, real quick?
Can I inspect it to see if there's any like writing or anything on the globe?
Yeah, you don't find anything as you look around it. It's basically if a snow globe was to lose all of its water. Everything that was in it, it's empty.
I'm really worried that it animates objects. And there happens to be a big object at the market with wings.
Did not think of that, and I'm still touching it.
Well, since I don't notice any writing, I'm gonna go ahead and ritual cast Detect Magic, and hopefully, since it's a little bit delayed by the time she's done with it, with her Identify, it won't really overlap.
Cersei, Raven, anything?
Raven's taken a defensive stance, and she's literally waiting for like a book to come flying off the shelf or the globe to reanimate itself or something. So she's like literally as a defensive stance.
Got it. Okay, where are you standing in the room? Kind of at the door, at the bookshelves, just kind of.
I'll be probably kind of in the middle of the room, so like halfway between if something comes through the door. Basically, the best place to kind of observe everything.
Okay, great. All right, Cersei.
Probably just kind of like wandering around looking. Like the globe's empty, so it doesn't have any more magic in it.
All right, so as you cast Identify over this orb, all you're getting really is the shield magic that was previously placed in it. However, as you start seeing that, there's almost a strange black smoke mixed in, as you can see it in your head, as you kind of get this image of what this magic color may have been. There's like a strange black line of smoke that's emanating throughout it, but you can't quite figure out what it is.
Inside the orb. Wait, was this for Detect Magic or Identify?
This is Nat, and I'll do your Detect Magic.
Is it familiar to any of the type of magic that I cast?
It is not.
The necrotic bait? Okay. Cool. Good to know.
Perfect. So, Rad, as you watch as she casts Identify, you're like, yeah, I guess since I have some time, I'll use my Detect Magic. As you detect magic, hold on just a second. Okay.
Oh no, the DM's preparing, guys.
Hit me with your best shot.
Okay, good, I will.
She might actually do that.
Why
You're
would
one of
you
those
say
monks
that?
says,
Why would you
I've
test
already
that?
I've already given her my backstory. What more can she do? She's already gonna hurt me.
There's difference between emotional and physical.
They're both tight.
But like,
Okay. All right. So,
imagination.
as you use Detect Magic, you are suddenly overwhelmed with just an instant blackness against your vision.
What?
You feel instantly overwhelmed as something dark seems to creep over your vision and your mind. It is like a black smoke. You kind of hear what you presume is a whisper, but you can't make it out as it vanishes. But you stumble backwards after taking 21 points of psychic damage.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh!
Noise.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh.
Big boy?
Oh.
He stumbles backwards, kind of clutching his weapon.
Battle fur.
Big
And,
boy?
and as soon as you stumble back, it's gone.
What happened?
Oh,
Are you all right?
my god. What? Am I blind still, or like, is it still black, or
Nope,
is it?
now you can see. As soon as you stumble back, it kind of fades away.
Could I know? Like, did I see where it like originated from, or was it just everywhere?
It was everywhere.
Are you dizzy? Oh. Oh, that hurt. That hurt a lot. Hurt. Oh
What
my
happened?
God.
What is around here?
I take out my healing potion. Thank God I grabbed one. And I sort of just popped the cork and was like, "That was not fun. What did you see? Because all that I got was black, like black smoke, and and then I just chugged down the whole thing."
As Radifer says black smoke, Coraline's, I think curiosity is going to get the better of her, and she's going to try to reach out to that black smoke.
Oh, all right.
Oh my God, child! No. Hold on. Let me pull my.
No, the black smoke that's in the Identify. You don't know what she saw.
You don't know what she saw.
You're just going to reach back to the shield.
Okay. All right. So you're kind of reaching out to that black smoke, and your as you kind of see this color, and you see this black smoke as you reach out to touch it.
I'll take the damage. Let's go. Let's see how I die.
Oh no!
Oh no!
I like how you're
no,
like, let's
no.
go. Actually, okay. All right.
Where's
so
my other D4?
Give me the numbers. Give me the numbers.
as you kind of just reach out with a finger, you just kind of
What happened
touch
to my
it.
Mac?
What? You just kind of boop, and you take 6 points of psychic damage.
Am I?
In the instant that you reach out and touch it, fades out of existence. It fades completely. You don't see it.
Oh, so it's gone from the shield.
It's gone. You don't see it.
Oh, okay.
You watch as for a second.
What did I experience? Did I experience that full blackness? That.
So you guys watch. The rest of your party as Rutherford. You're checking on him, seeing him stumble back, which is something you've never seen Rutherford do. Kind of. This is a large creature. He stumbles back. You watch a look come over as Cora's like, and you reach out, and she kind of blinks as for a second. The golden in her eyes is completely darkened and blackened, physically, as it fades out.
Okay.
Do we see that?
Yeah.
My eyes come back. When my eyes come back, are they still gold?
Yep.
Okay.
Are you okay?
That is one of the most interesting things that I've ever come across. I've come across some very interesting things. I think she's just immediately going to start taking some notes and kind of like rub her temple a little bit because
Rad's actually mad. Rattlefer's actually mad. Borderline. Are you daft? Why would you actually? You just saw me stumble back after going through this. Why would you go and touch it?
Curiosity. Oh, I lost my pen.
You
Okay, I
cannot
have a
blame it
backup.
on curiosity. You are young. Why would you do something as stupid as that?
Oh, she is young.
Don't give me that look. You should know better than that.
What happened to you, huh?
All right.
There's
When I cast Identify, you guys, I was able to identify the amount of magic that was previously on the shield, but there was this little bit of black smoke energy, which I originally decided it was nothing, but then Radifer experienced a full wave of it, so I decided to just kind of reach out to see what it was. And very interesting enough, and she will relay like the black smoke feeling completely.
What if I had gotten cursed? What if then you would have gotten cursed? What if that killed me? And then you decided to just go and touch it?
There's worse things in the world than that.
What, than death? Really?
Is that darkness still there?
No.
No, it's completely gone.
Gone.
Is it in me?
Do either of them look physically different now?
You notice no physical changes.
Oh, thank God.
Nope.
Oh, I have a... Yeah, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm. You're fine.
Okay.
I also did... The health potion gave me 10 points back.
Perfect.
I rolled 2 4s.
Perfect. Okay. As you're standing there, I'm now dealing with seeing Rattleford lose his Templar for the very first time. Your youngest party member.
Okay, we didn't see any black smoke.
See, that's what I'm curious about. We didn't see it for Radifer, and you guys didn't see it for me, I take it.
Well, your eyes went completely black for a second, like just...
They did.
Just complete, like...
I get up
possession.
And go
I'm
grab
gonna write in my book a quick little message, and wait a minute. So...
While you do that, I get up and I go and grab a small book and touch it and see if anything happens.
No, nothing happens.
Okay, cool. All right. I was scared it was gonna transfer.
Nope, nothing happens.
Has anyone tried picking up the orb yet? I know she touched it, but has anyone picked up the orb?
Oh no!
Okay, can we all be ready for this time of... Okay, so we didn't see anything. You said something hit you. So, like, are we talking mental? How does your brain feel?
That hurt.
Do you need more healing?
No, I'm fine for now. It hurt at first, but that healing potion was actually really good.
Okay. And you said that you couldn't see for a moment.
It was like a black smoke that just overcame and blackened everything.
Don't you think we should tell Maya about this?
I think her name is Mia, and...
Oh.
I don't know. I mean, everything's gone, though, so... Sorry. It's all gone, so... I mean, I don't know if we should make her worry for no reason.
It is her library.
There's blackness in her... If there's just dark smoke in her library, she should know about it, right?
Can Raven do a quick perception to see if anything in the room itself, if the vibe has changed?
Yeah, absolutely.
A vibe check.
Vibe check.
Pretty much.
I've been waiting for months to be able to say that, and you lined that up perfectly. Thank you.
Oh my god. She is too concerned with other things as I rolled a nat 1.
Again?
Oh my god.
Yeah, as you look around, you're like...
No more digital dice.
Fine. My friends are hurt. Something is going on. There was blackness, but you do not sense anything in this room.
I am very concerned with Radiford right now.
You are very
And
concerned for your prime
Coraline.
numbers, as well as Coraline. You
So-
are, is
Coraline had written in her book and she's waited a little bit. Reads it again, gets very excited, and hugs her book.
What did you find? What do you think you found?
Nothing. I was just putting together some notes. Very interesting how the story that we were discussing on the way over here, we found one of the adventurers.
so. As you all are standing around in this room, from the other
Okay.
room, you hear something fall over.
Maya?
Oh no.
Mia?
No sounds. Just you heard,
Raven
you heard
readies
a-
her
You heard
rapier.
a thump as something fell.
Was it like a book or like a person?
All you heard was a thud
like
against the wooden floor.
Gonna go
Yeah.
check. Gonna start running to check.
Hey, hey, hey! Weapons out!
Can I cast message to
Yeah.
Maya?
Yeah, if you want to cast message, I think your prime
Yeah.
numbers are already running into the room. Yeah, you cast message. What are you saying?
I'm saying, are you okay? This orb is suspicious.
Okay.
Something's not right.
Perfect. Okay. You get a very quick response of, "Oh no, I'm fine."
Okay.
On the floor, as you guys bust into the other room, weapons drawn, prepared to battle, your weapons are out. The book that she had put on the pedestal has fallen off.
I knew it! I knew it! I was gonna go back to that. Okay.
Raven is still paranoid at this point.
I want to go and touch it, but the black smoky thing and
Yeah, if everybody ran out of the room,
Yeah.
can I pick up the orb? The shirt?
oh
Yeah,
I did not run out of the room.
no!
And
I was gonna say she's not. Yeah, you.
I was. I want to pick up the orb with Mage Hand.
Oh, I forget I have that too.
All right, you cast Mage Hands.
God.
Pick it up. Doesn't do anything. It's a glass ball.
I take it with me.
Okay. You take it with you.
Stealing from the library.
Well,
we burn books and steal orbs.
all right. Yeah. Truth is, I probably wouldn't take it with me. There is no reason I would.
Welcome to
So-
the Rectification, where we steal orbs and we book bash.
If you're putting the order back,
I'll put it back.
Caroline's going to pick it up then with her hand.
Okay.
Because she already saw you pick it up with Mage Hand.
Pick it up with Mage Hand.
Uh,
Nothing happens. You watch Coraline immediately be like, okay, and you pick it up. Nothing happens. It's just a globe. It takes two hands to hold it. Kind of like you're like doesn't do anything. Just a glass globe. Those of you who ran out, what are you doing?
I pick up the book.
Okay, you pick up the book. Perfect.
After the whole thing, you cast identify?
Yeah.
Okay. So Rutherford, as you pick up the book, are you just turning it over, looking at it? Anything?
Turning it over, looking at it. I haven't opened it.
Okay. Yeah, not a problem. So as you open it, you read the title, and it's a very ornate book, absolutely beautiful, covered in vines, and the literal title is Vines, Small, Medium, Giant on the side. Somebody definitely took their book crafting to an extreme. But as you pick it up, you're turning it over, looking it around. You watch as teeth start protruding out, and it bites your hand.
Mimic!
Is it a mimic book?
All right.
So currently, it is biting your hand. It is stuck on you. And it's just kind of sitting there as it slowly starts latching harder and harder on.
I swing at it with my
Roll for initiative,
rapier.
everyone.
Can I like get away from her swinging at my hand so that way she
I'm
can
aiming.
chop my arm off?
Go for it. Roll for initiative, everyone.
Oh my god.
I feel like I'm in another room. Like, I think I just hear things.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
You're in another room. Those of you who are in another room, you can still roll me initiative for when you come into the room.
Okay.
Just yelling.
I'm eight.
The bad book.
All you guys hear from where you are in the other room is someone shout "Mimic" as You
And
hear...
a very angry growling wolf.
Yes, you
Very
instantly
much.
hear Rutherford start
What
growling.
is rage?
Damn, that's a high
Ooh.
initiative.
Perfect. If you will put your initiative into the chats for me, I will grab them real quick. I have to roll our friend's initiative here.
Oh, wait, hold up. Frick.
First mimic? Oh, this is gonna be fun.
This is your first mimic, then?
Yeah.
I love
That's why I was so upset.
Don't be a mimic. Don't
Don't
be a
be a
mimic.
mimic.
Don't be a mimic.
Don't be a mimic.
Shout out to Arcane Anthems.
Yep.
Oh, you guys have got some hella good initiative for the most part. Abby.
Yeah.
Abby with a 3.
With a 3.
Rolled with my yellow die.
Don't be a
Hold
mimic.
on.
Don't be a
$1
mimic.
die.
Sparkles
Also-
come off for initiative.
Also, the chat talking about, like, I've heard of paper cuts, but this is ridiculous, and I got eaten by a mimic door once is my favorite thing right now.
Mimics are vicious.
They are.
They are.
Shout out to
You
Azure
ever-
for helping me with this particular mimic.
Have you ever had a
Thank
a
you,
mimic
Library of
toilet,
Lost Tales.
by the way, guys?
Well, I know who to pay my respects to.
Oh no, I already told him. I was like, I'm going to tell him that this was you, right? To be fair, the mimic was my idea. He just helped me with some stuff with it. Okay.
What fan art I'm gonna make tonight? Whoa, Wolfie getting his hand bit off.
Alice.
Literally howling, huh?
Yeah. And the best thing is, I don't have my weapon out right now.
No, you do not.
That is why I am paranoid, okay?
I said he's like book smart. He ain't the wisest boy.
What? Looks like a book.
Let's see.
Don't worry, we'll turn her into a full paranoid
Rad
character. Like,
and
Oh no,
Val,
don't
what is
worry.
your-
My past DMs have very much.
Rad and Val, what is your guys, since you rolled the same initiative, what is your dex?
Just straight dex mod.
Straight dex. What's your dex?
14.
16.
Okay, so
14.
okay. So Val. Okay. Okay. So Talus, you are first, but you are in another room. So, what would you like to do?
I hear mimic.
And then you hear Rutherford growl.
Uh-oh. Well, I am running towards the other room. And I'm assuming I see the situation.
Yeah, you immediately come into the scene with Rutherford growling at this mimic. There is a very ornate book with teeth protruding from its pages, engulfing his hands.
Nat, what the hell?
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying is the only excuse you have for
Saying.
A toilet?
All
Well,
right.
there was a dress mimic at one point.
Ooh.
The pun
right,
afterwards.
Talus?
Great.
I'm just going to use my rapier.
Okay, perfect. It is currently on Rutherford's hands.
It is on my hand. If you cut
Sure.
off my
All right,
hand.
fine. I'll try to pry it off. And I still have the hand out, right?
You do.
So I will try to use the hand as well as my own hands to like pry
Pry
its
it
mouth
open.
open.
Yeah, roll me a strength.
Oh no.
I know, the barbarian's right here.
10.
10? You do not. So you run up, you run into the room, see Rutherford growling at this very ornate, beautiful book with teeth protruding from it, grasping his hand, and you run up and you try to pry it open, but it is latched too hard as you feel it tense up and struggle against you as it keeps closed. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I'll disengage
Okay, you step back, you disengage. Anything else? Perfect.
at the ready
Perfect. Okay. All right, Core,
to
it is
help
your
anyone
turn.
that might want to pry it open.
Yeah,
My
again.
turn?
Yes, Core,
I-
you are next up in initiative.
I will spend my. I have 30 feet of movement.
You do?
So
Yes.
I will get into sight of the mimic book.
Okay.
And
You run into
I
the room
will,
after Talus come across the same scene.
after holding my book
lovingly, like,
Yes.
I will fling it out in front of me. The pages will flip to a specific book, and I'll go, Igniferoch, and I will summon a fire. What is it? Firebolt?
Are you
Yes.
Right at
Firebolt?
the thing.
Do not do fireball. We'll all die.
And not that. So I will send a fireball
Okay.
Bold.
at it.
Okay.
With a dirty 20.
Dirty 20? Yeah, you hit.
Yeah.
Okay, what is your damage?
What is my damage? It's a D10. Okay, hold up. Where's my D10s? Oh, they're there. Okay. It's 2 D10s because I'm level 5. Woo! 11 points of fire damage.
11 points of fire damage.
Oh.
Very nice. I need...
Burn, baby, burn.
It's going burn.
Perfect. All right. Yeah, not bad. All right, so you do 11 points of fire damage as you run around the corner, see this very ornate book just latching onto Rutherford's hand as him snarling at it. You watch Talus run up, try to yank it open as it's fighting back, and then disengages, takes a step back, as you're like, fire, as you watch it singe the corners, missing Rutherford completely. Your aim is very spot on as it singes just a little bit and seems to loosen its grip slightly, but not enough, as it quickly snaps back closed over his hand. All right, and then we have Raven. What would you like to do?
I move within 5 feet in the best angle I can get for hitting the book, and not Rutherford. I'm going to cast Green Flame Blade.
Perfect.
On my rapier that's currently in my hand.
Awesome.
So that does, you brandish the weapon used in the spell casting and make a melee attack against one creature within 5 feet of you. On a hit, the target suffers the weapon's attack normal effect, and you cause green flames to leap from the target to a different creature of your choice.
Mm-hmm.
And at 5th level, the melee attack does an extra 1d8 fire damage.
Ooh, okay, perfect. All right, so roll a hit for me.
Come on, baby. That is a total of 28.
28? Perfect. Yeah, you absolutely hit. What damage are you dealing to this mimic?
So it'll be damage from the rapier and then fire damage on top of that. So
perfect.
That is sorry, figuring out which type that is. That is a total of piercing from rapier, right?
Correct.
So a total of 12 piercing damage and then 8 fire damage.
So a total of 20?
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah. All right. So, Rutherford, you kind of see what Raven is trying to accomplish. Hold your hand out, kind of avoiding that way you don't get hit. As she pierces it after lighting it on fire, you watch these green flames kind of dance across this book as she stabs it. It loosens a little. You can feel it. Just enough give, but it does not release. Anything else you want to do?
As Raven's hitting it, she's like, bad book!
All right, Rutherford, it is your go if you are done, Raven.
Yep.
Perfect. All right, Rutherford.
Use your words, not your business.
We are book nerds. Please stop.
You know what? He's just more annoyed by this than anything, and he's going to, like, knowing it's in his hand with his claws, just like more pointing up while it's inside of the book's mouth, and just do an unarmed strike, just like, and like hitting it on the ground because he's just mad that he just got chopped on by a book.
All right.
What is he gonna do? Take it? It's his dominant hand. He can't grab his sword.
Okay. Roll
to
bash.
Yeah. I mean, book bashing, right?
Welcome
I love
to
chat.
Kevin, where we book bash and light things on fire.
Talk about a book club.
This is the worst book club ever.
That's a 15.
15?
Yeah.
Okay. What damage are you doing to this book as you bring it down?
It's bludgeoning.
Bludgeoning?
It's a straight 5 because that's my unarmed attack.
Perfect. Yeah. So, in anger that something just bit your hand, you just, as you slam it against the hardwood floor of this library. It echoes against the thing. You shake the bookshelves a little bit as with the force you hit it, and you feel it shift a little bit on your hand. But as you do so, let me give it its damage here. Is there anything else you can do beforehand?
I'm trying to see. I don't think so.
Yeah, okay, not a problem. So as
Yeah,
you do that, you feel your hands that's caught. Your wrist is currently caught by the teeth of this mimic. You feel something start liquidy, like there's something liquidy that's touching your hand. And you kind of move your fingers, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Ugh.
17.
17? Perfect. All right. So as you let me look here. So not bad. All right. So as you feel like this liquidy, gross, almost saliva feeling on your hand, you also start feeling searing pain as acid starts burning your flesh. As your fur starts singeing, you can almost smell the acid mixing with the smell of your fur.
Son of a bitch.
As you feel a little bit of it starts disintegrating underneath this mimic, and you take 5 points of acid damage. Poor Rutherford can't get a break tonight.
I think I've sustained the most damage out of anyone in this party.
You have.
Well, you're the barbarian, so I feel like that's like gonna
But
be.
he's also the wizard.
I was about to say. And then it ends its turn, and we move to Cersei.
Oh yeah.
Get this damn thing off of my hand.
She's gonna kind of just like be like, okay, bad bug, and just kind of. She's gonna like grab onto the spine, and she's going to cast inflict wounds on it.
Ooh, very nice. All right. For those who don't know what inflict wounds is, what does it do?
Inflict wounds. Make a melee spell attack against a creature you can reach. On a hit, the target takes 3d10 necrotic damage.
Perfect. All right, so roll to hit. Technically, you're grabbing it, so I'm sure. But
just going to grip onto that sucker.
Does he take half damage if you fail, or is it just?
No. It just says either I get that or I don't.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to double check.
That's gonna be 16.
16? Yeah. Perfect. What's your damage?
Dropping.
I hate when I do that. I hate that.
Okay, we're gonna try that again. Okay. That is 18.
18? Yeah.
Necrotic damage. In my head, I see necrotic damage that comes from Cersei kind of just being like black mold, that black algae kind of mold that grows on
absolutely.
Things. That kind of just like streaming out over a thing when she.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect.
Has the necrotic damage.
Yeah. So as you kind of, Rutherford starts grimacing a little bit as he feels that searing pain in his hand. You come up, you grab it without fear by the spine of this book, and you cast inflict wounds as you watch a little bit of green, moldy looking texture come out from underneath Cersei's hand and start encompassing the book. It releases just a little bit, but you can feel the burning of this acid stop. Top of the round, Talus, what would you like to do?
I see that fire was very effective towards it.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I really don't want to, I'm very concerned for the Wolfman.
I'm the Wolfman.
I was going to say Dogman, but I said wolf man.
See, we're getting closer. We're already becoming friends.
And I will use produce flame.
Ooh. All right. And what does produce flame do?
A flickering flame appears in your hand. The flame remains there for the duration and harms neither you nor your equipment. Wait a second. I thought I could. Oh, okay.
It's a little bit further down. I know the damage is a little bit farther down on that one.
You can also attack with the flame, although doing so ends the spell. When you cast a spell or as an action on a later turn, you can hurl the flame at a creature within 30 feet of you. Make a ranged spell attack. On a hit, the target takes 1d8 fire damage.
Perfect. All right.
The spell damage increases by 1d8 when you reach 5th level. Woo!
Perfect. All right. And what level are you casting it at?
It's a cantrip.
Okay.
It's a cantrip.
Perfect. All right. Perfect. So, do it.
Do I have to roll to hit?
What does it say on it?
I'm not used to doing ranged.
You're just fine.
Make a ranged spell attack, yeah.
Okay, if it's a ranged spell attack, then yes.
Okay, I do have to roll.
Okay, yeah, roll. Perfect.
Uh, 16.
Perfect, you hit. What's your damage?
I got scared there for a second.
You might lose a little fur.
No!
We're losing it from the acid.
7?
Perfect. And there's no. Are there spell modifiers? Is that a thing? I see here a +3 modifier, so I'm assuming yes.
Yes, that's to hit.
Oh, the +3 is to hit.
Yeah.
I thought the spell attack modifier is to hit.
That probably is your +3.
Yeah.
I'd have to look at it.
Because I feel like your attack weapon would be a higher thing because that'd be like your dex plus your proficiency.
Yeah, I'd have to look.
And this one.
Whatever your spell casting modifier is, so if you're like a wisdom base, your wisdom modifier will be your attack mod. So whatever
well then it wasn't 16, it was 13.
Okay. Either way that hits, so you're good.
Okay, and I don't add any bonuses to what I rolled, my 2d8. All right.
So
sorry for that.
So
All right,
you're just
7
fine.
points.
That's why I appreciate when you ask. That way we can talk about it and get it correct. Perfect. Okay, so you do 7 damage, correct?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So as you, yep, go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you know about my flames?
What about your flames?
They're blue.
Yes.
Okay.
So yes. Do you want to describe how you do it? Like how you've done this?
I'd rather you describe it.
Okay. So are you're just doing it from a ranged attack?
Yes.
Correct? Perfect. We all learned together. Right. So perfect. Okay. You stand back. You're like, flames seem to be very effective. So you stand back, kind of take care not to hit Rutherford, as he would feel really bad, as you just flick your hand out and blue flames sprout from your hands, encompassing your fingertips, dancing across and immediately striking this book. As Rutherford, you can feel its grip on your wrist loosen a little bit, and you can see that by the ring of it, you're bleeding a little bit just by those bite marks. Is there anything else you'd like to do, tell us?
Nope.
Okay, perfect. Coraline, it is your turn.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. That was a book pun, if you don't know. Gatsby. Okay. Anyways, she will firebolt it again. Fun fact about her flames. Usually her spells are turquoise color. This is made me think of this. Her flames are actually like shadow fire. Mm-hmm. If you're wondering. So firebolt attack. Oh! Do you want me to take a picture of it? Because I got a natural 20.
I believe you.
So
double your dice.
20!
Ooh, and on the yellow one too. Yeah.
I know! My yellow one.
So double your
Oh, I just had my... Here we go. Oh, I should use my... It was so good! I got a 10 and a 19! So, doubled. Oh, a 10 and a 9, so that's 19.
Mhm.
Oh my god, basic math.
38.
38.
38.
38 of
38.
shadow fire damage.
I don't do math. I just use math rocks.
We don't do basic math here. All right. So, how much you do 38 damage, correct? And what spell was it you were using?
My firebolt.
Okay, what color is it again?
It's like shadow fire.
Perfect. Okay.
Shadow flame. So it's black and black as her clothes. Kind of gathers. Her gold eyes flame up. She does it.
Okay. How would you like to do this, or do you want me to describe it?
Kind of getting the anger that she had with Radifer yelling at her. She will be all like, "Fucking payback! I'm taking this thing off of you!" Like eyes, golden eyes of brimstone and gold will flare up and just.
Perfect.
Like it'll gather in her cloak and then shoot out from her hands.
Yeah, your cloak kind of raises and floats back with the energy that you're kind of creating as you gather it in your hands, and almost an orb. As you send it forward, and this book opens and immediately falls to the floor as its teeth are protruding out, its tongue off to the side as it just lays there unmoving. It kind of twitches for a second, and then just...
Why the heck?
Rutherford, as you look at your hand, you do notice that your flesh on it, not only are you having some of the bite marks around your wrist, but you do have some of that singe, and your skin feels almost a little bubbled underneath your fur from the acid that you took.
Damn. I'm gonna see that and try to grab his hand to cast the Cure Wounds on him.
Pretty please.
I'll go walk up to the mimic book and stomp on it real quick.
Oh, no.
Well,
and then I'll pick it up.
Just Eldritch blast this thing!
No, you stomp on it. It doesn't move.
Okay, I'll pick it up. It's just a mimic, right? There's not actual book pages and anything.
Its tongue flops to one side.
Toss it down to the ground again.
Okay, you toss it. Kind of flops over and lays on its side. Closes this time.
Raven goes over and doesn't touch it, but she's sitting there inspecting it greatly and muttering to herself.
Yeah, you're inspecting it, looking it over. Still that really ornate cover. Teeth kind of protruding out from the pages.
Gwendolyn will look over to Radifer. Maybe you should be more careful about touching random things.
Do not talk to me about rash decisions, child.
I'm the one that just took that off your fucking hand.
And I'm the one that told you to not be so rash into walking into that room.
Are you pointing with your other hand that Cersei's not holding casting a healing?
Oh yeah, I'm like...
Alright, so Cersei healing this. How much healing is Rutherford going to take? What are you casting?
I am casting Cure Wounds at level 2.
Perfect.
And the number, if I can do my math, that is going to be 16 points of healing.
Perfect.
Just gonna kind of sandwich your hand between mine and just kind of have a cooling.
Yeah, I'm back at full health.
What color is your healing magic?
Let's see. I imagine that it would just kind of be a low, it would kind of just look more like light kind of flickering off of water.
Okay.
You know how the way that kind of looks?
Yeah.
She's kind of doing that, and she's just gonna kind of stroke his hand and just kind of be just send a cooling, soothing kind of feeling down it, and so.
Yeah, Rutherford, you can feel this calming, cool sensation come over your fur and over this hand, as when Cersei pulls her hand back, it is completely healed.
Well, thank you, my dear.
Yeah.
That burned a bit.
As you guys are kind of doing this, looking around, you kicked this mimic book. Raven is inspecting it. Mia walks from around the corner. She has a small sword, almost the size of her in her hand, as a mimic is stacked on it as well.
It's a mimic pumpkin!
She kind of looks around you guys. looks to the mimic that's on the floor that Raven has. You too, huh?
You have an infestation.
And
I
that is
just
where
looked
we
one
will
up and
end.
No, no, no,
That's where we're ending tonight's session.
Oh yay!
All the mimics.
All the mimics. All the mimics. So we will end the session. We will be back in a couple of weeks after the holidays. Maybe we'll do something else on this channel beforehand. We'll see. I have a couple of other DMs that were interested in doing a DMs panel. So,
Ooh.
yeah, so we might be doing that. But we will be back in 4 weeks. So we'll see what else we can do between then and now. But happy holidays. Merry Christmas. I'm Ivy. I've been your DM. You can find all of these lovely ladies by their handles. Ava, if you want to go first.
Ava Makes with an E.
Abby.
Google Productions.
Din.
Din Studios 15 on TikTok and Din Studios on Instagram.
Perfect. Nat.
Nat20_NPC, and I gotta get a Nat 20 today. So
Yeah.
And our wonderful Val.
Basic Valkyrie on TikTok.
Perfect. Once again, I've been your DM. You can find me on Instagram, Discord, TikTok, anything. Merry Christmas. And happy holidays, you guys. We'll be back in the new year. So we'll see you guys
See
then.
y'all next year.
Bye.
Bye.